والليل إذا سجي ما ودعك ربك وما قليه وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يؤتيك ربك فترضيه ألم يجدك يتيما فآويه ووجدك ضالا فهديه ووجدك عائلا فأغنيه فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
اللهم ربنا ولك الحمد حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه.
الله أكبر.
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 الله أكبر. الله
الله أكبر.
أكبر.
الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
آمين.
ألم نشرح لك صدرك ووضعنا عنك وزرك الذي أنقض ظهرك ورفعنا لك ذكرك فإن مع العسر يسرا إن مع العسر يسرا فإذا فرغت فانصب وإلى ربك فارغب. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
اللهم ربنا ولك الحمد حمدا كثيرا.
الله أكبر.
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 السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليك يا رسول.
Oh la la. Well, this is the day that we're all waiting for, and it's finally here. Let me say Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters across the entire globe who are even watching us, whether online or even on your TV screens. Let me say good. It's a great day. It's a great time for us to be here, and a great time for us to also share in the happiness and the break of fast with our Muslim brothers and sisters. Let me say one more time. Let me say Eid Mubarak. Now, today you cannot. Don't call me Jay. No. Today I'm changing my name, so I'm just borrowing the name for just today. So pardon me. Maybe you can add Alhaji to my name as well. And let me say one more time, I feel so wonderful to be here this morning. It's Prime morning. It's Monday. Yes, it's a holiday, but Eid al-Fitr to our Muslim brothers and sisters across the entire world celebrating this great occasion. And yes, today on the show, we're dedicating the entire 3 hours with you, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And if you're out there, if you're watching the show right now, this is a perfect time for you to actually pick your phones, go on social media. You can actually send or tag us a message, a goodwill message celebrating this day, reminding us of this day, how far we've come, regardless even coronavirus. Still, yes, we are praying to Allah to even take care of us and see us through these very difficult times. One more time, my name is Jay Foley, aka Alhaji Jay Foley, and yes, this is Prime Morning, ready to go and starting off with our daily nugget. Before that, let me say a very big thank you to Sir Art Designs. Good morning, Sir Art. You can follow him on Instagram and check him out, Sir Art_GH, for also your lovely, is it the jalabia? Is that what they call it? Yes. I look fantastic, don't I? I think I should do a 360. But I'll wait on that. When MFA comes on set, we'll do that for you as well. So let's start off with our daily nuggets. Eid Mubarak. Well, this morning, our daily nugget is from the Chief Imam of Ghana and Ghana's Mufti of the Republic of Ghana as well, Osman Nuhu Shabutu. Now he says, when Allah is by your side, nothing is impossible. And again, I state, he says, when Allah is by your side, nothing is impossible. And that's our daily nugget this morning as well. All right, so don't forget, this show is proudly brought to you by Fan Milk Ghana Limited. Now let's get to know more about His Eminence today. Now, His Eminence Sheikh Dr. Osman Nuhu Shabutu was born on the 23rd of April in 1919. Now, he's an Islamic cleric. He's the Chief Imam of Ghana and the Grand Mufti of the Republic of Ghana. What's next? Facts about him this morning. Osman started his education at home from his father during the day and with his mother at night. Now, he set up and presently chairs the Islamic Peace and Security Council. Now, the council is mandated to devise, adopt, run, and implement projects and policy initiatives on peace and security within the Muslim and Zongo communities in Ghana. Now, he has personally sponsored hundreds of needy Muslim children, mostly from the disadvantaged and vulnerable Muslim communities in Ghana as well. Now that we've picked up a message from His Eminence Sheikh Dr. Osman Nuhu Shabutu, now how about we go straight to him and hear what he has for us this morning on Prime Morning, as well as to you out there.
لا إله إلا الله وحده صدق وعده ونصر عبده وهزم الأحزاب وحده لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون الحمد لله المقتدر المؤيد الفعال لما يريد وهو على كل شيء شهيد مظهر آيات إبراهيم للناظرين وسارف النازلات عن الدائين الذاكرين وسامي رجيب عبيدة الناسكين وكاشف الكرب ومجيب التوابين والمتطهرين أحمده سبحانه وتعالى وأستغفره وأتوب إليه فإنه غافر الذنب وقابل التوب شديد العقاب أنفذ كلاه في معلوقاته وحسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له شهادة واقية من سوء الأذى والوبيل وأشهد أن سيدنا محمد عبده ورسوله المبعوث بالخلق العظيم والسمت القويم صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه صلاة وسلاما لا تفنى ولا تبيد. أما بعد عباد الله إن يومكم هذا من أشرف الأيام أوجب الله فيه الفطر وحرم الصيام ويباهي الله بكم الملائكة الكرام ويعتق فيه بعدد ما اعتق في رمضان وابتدأ بوجوب زكاة الفطر بوصوله على الفقراء والمساكين فأخرجوا عنكم ومن سلمكم النفقة من المسلمين من ذكر وأنثى وحر وعبد وصغير وكبير فبادروا بإخراج ما وجب.
So welcome back. You're still watching Prime Morning, a special edition dedicated to all our Muslims across the globe. And if you're watching us right now, this will be an ideal time for you to also reach out to us and share a few goodwill messages celebrating this lovely occasion. One more time, good morning. And I'm not alone, of course. I've got Hajia sitting next to me. She's my guest this morning on the show. Hajia.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Wow. Please, today, feel free to correct us if you're wrong, but I must say, it fits you beautifully.
Shall I be thinking of tubering? Shall I tuba?
Tuba.
Like convert from Christianity to Islam.
Yes. Well, so, I need to give you a name for today.
Let's go.
Beyond the Hajia.
Please, whatever you do, don't add to.
Okay, all right. So
I take anything, but don't add to.
I shouldn't add to
yes.
it. So maybe Fusana.
Abai.
Fusena. So Hajia Fusena.
Does that work?
No. So
I think you should give me a Muslim name today.
MFA.
Ignore
Hajia MFA.
I like Sharifa.
Fusena.
I like Sharifa.
No.
That's too
it's too easy. So yes, you're welcome to the show. But anyway, so how was the weekend? Did you add any sting of the celebration into your
weekend? I joined in. I wished my friends. Yes. I called them. I mean, there's just this serene atmosphere when the Muslims are celebrating what I call their Christmas or whatever the celebration means to them. I join in the peace of Allah, and it feels nice to want to be invited for good food and good, merry making, especially. Yes. And I'm glad that I had a very fruitful weekend. Really, it was peaceful as well.
It's great. For me, I just decided to also reach out to quite a number of friends as well to wish them well. Breaking the fast, a whole month of fasting, Ramadan, and it definitely means a lot. It was just that, on a regular entertainment timetable or calendar of the year, we would have had Salah Fest, celebrated huge across.
That's why they share food.
Yeah, sharing food.
What?
Yeah.
If you didn't send food to me over the weekend, it's not too late. We're located inside Kokomlimli. It's not too late at all. You can bring it to us here and then we'd enjoy it. I cannot wait. This morning I am Ajia Sharifa, aka Fusena. All right, so welcome to the show once again. A very good morning. Yes. I like to still recommend to you, though we are making merry, I like to recommend to you something that will help you, just in case you're struggling to enhance your urine flow. If you're wearing a catheter and if you have difficulty in urinating, double urinal, if you have burning sensation during urination, discharge after urination, actually every urinal problem, and for the women, H's, for the women as well, discharge, pain during sex. I'm sorry, this early morning not to be using this pain during your intimacy. If you don't have, if you're not really enthused by your intimacy, this would also help you. Pain during sensation during your pain and sensation during your urination. Even for me, the most important thing is menstrual pain. Also, you can contact them on 02-4711-6710, You must be wondering what I'm talking about. I'm talking about CB Men Capsule and CB Women Capsule, and this is produced by Suzy Herbal Center, Ghana Manimbermenyina Dabasi. Also, they've got an amazing one, the CB soap. That's for your pedicure and your manicure. If you haven't gotten anything or any gift for your Muslim friend, please, you can get one for them. Just apply for 10 minutes and scrub. with water. And also for foot rot, just dip into coating and rub on soap and apply for 10 minutes. And then, yeah, before your bath, and you'd be free. Yeah.
Look, we've been wearing suits and jackets, and I've never felt this rich. I'm telling you.
Now you feel rich, right?
I now feel like my bank balance translates into the way I'm looking.
So it's okay. I want to be Ajia Fusena, but the terms and conditions I apply to, I need to renegotiate it. My allergy cannot marry again. I want to negotiate that one. I accept it, but the other conditions I do not. What about that?
I know, right? Anyway, so get pampered at X-Men this morning, or in fact this whole entire week, and feel relieved after a stressful day. Now, X-Men opens from Tuesdays to Sundays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So just walking for a haircut, you know, pedicure, manicure, facial, electronic, or natural massage as well. Now, we assure you a secure environment with constant sterilized equipment, and for grooming, a temperature gun, running water with soap, and hand sanitizers also provided all the time. And you can also purchase face masks right at the premises. So let's fight COVID-19 together at X-Men, all right? And the show, like I keep saying, is probably brought to you by Fine Milk. And this morning, Fine Milk has got a great message for you. Guess what? You can actually pick up the phone right now and call this number, 0551 767676. Tell them Jay Foley said so. All right, 0551 767676, and place an order for Fan Milk to be brought to your home. Don't just order one, you need to order more than 20 Ghana cedis worth of products, all right, and they'll deliver. But if you're living in Accra, Kaswa, and Tema for now, you can make this call and enjoy some Eid Mubarak and some Eid FITR with some Fan Milk as well, Mifa.
Yeah, that's good. After your chicken stew and your rice, you can have a Fan Milk. Let me also remind you that if you're having challenges, you know, trying to get the Joy Learning channel on your multi-TV, worry no more. You can call these numbers 0244-340-415 or 0244-340-424. Or the simplest 030-322-6163. That's for your Joy Learning. I mean, yes, it's a holiday, but do not let the children out, you know, playing around, so that you're safe and also they're learning. Now, we went on the streets to find out how you celebrated, or our Muslim friends celebrated the Eid al-Fitr, or I didn't even wish them Eid Mubarak. Yes. So we've got Vox Sports for you. Let's watch.
Barakadi Salah to all Muslims. As we all know, yesterday was Eid al-Fitr. The Prime Morning team decided to visit Muslim-dominated areas to find out how they were celebrating the Salah amidst this coronavirus. And this is what they had to say.
You can see the difference between this year's celebration and the other term, past term. This is because of the coronavirus. We can't even come out like the first time, and we can't even celebrate like the first time. We wish, like by this time, there is no coronavirus. What we like, you see the Medina Zongo here, it was easy because you can see a lot of people fixing the big machine, playing, and even when you go to the Nima, you can see around everybody. From here, you see they fix the machines playing. So people enjoy it. Those who go to the beach and the swimming pool and things, they have been going. Somebody like me, I'm working at the Zongo poolside, Granada. But because of the coronavirus, we locked the place down. As I'm sitting down here, people have been calling me. I say no. You see that? So we wish maybe the big Salah, we don't even see coronavirus in this country again. So I wish Barakah Salah for my wife. She's calling. I would like to hear, and then everybody.
As for this Salah, things are not happening very well for us. We are not going to the mosques to pray because of the coronavirus. So this Salah is not like the previous Salah we are celebrating, but all the same, we are managing. Wishing my husband, my children, and all Muslim brothers and sisters.
You see that the team will come right now. We thank God that, like me, I'm Muslim. Nothing no go fit come this world is not God bring it. So we thank God that the team will come out. We still enjoy ourselves like the way those days we enjoy. So we thank God about that. Our president to eat right for us. The way we do outside, we go help we all to enjoy. If you go outside, we can figure some problem. But we do outside good. We no go take something bad or some alcohol or we outside. But if you, outside, we will take that in. But if we there house, we not go fit take. So I like that in the present too for us. So thank you for everybody. I wish Baraka Salah for everybody. Everybody to enjoy like me. If they not go fit enjoy, I wish them to come here. If they come close with me, the 20 Ghana way I get here, I go share, give everybody. We are all go enjoy together. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
This Salah, it has, due to the coronavirus, it has made everyone to be so boring, as in compared to last year. The celebration was very successful, but this year, because of the corona, we weren't able to pray as in the way we used to do. But inshallah, everything went on successfully. So we pray that by next year, everything will go on very well as compared to last year. Shout outs to my boys, my mom, my dad, and my friends over here.
To my mom, my dad, anyone out there, Eid Mubarak to all Muslim and non-believers in the world. We pray that this pandemic will go over very soon. And shout out to the president for doing his good work towards the country. Stay blessed. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. Eid Mubarak. Baraka de Salah Chief Imam. And Baraka de Salah all over.
Shout out to myself, Bibzi. And shout out to Ampelelo, Hero, my bro, then my schoolmates, Omo Bades, everybody. Ma, shout out to yourself.
In the morning, Corona. In the afternoon, Corona. In the evening too, they still talk about Corona. Ah boy, if you hustle, get one money, bro. They here, street boys.
Shout out to my man, Rashid Levels. Unami, 700 Spartans.
To my family, Baraka de Salah. May this month be the reason why the COVID-19 will drive away.
Well, those were some messages from our friends as well when we hit the streets. Well, one of the things I'd like to say is that, in fact, every single Muslim woman is beautiful. There is something about them that are so pretty. And on that note, let me welcome someone to actually attest to what I'm saying. Sheikh,
No. I know you've got Musha.
Yeah, that's well.
Musha, simple as that. Musha.
Charlie,
very simple.
Good morning. Yeah, for now, short, right? Let's just summarize it. Make it simple. Good morning.
Peace be unto you.
May Allah be with you as well.
Yeah. It was a bit of a rough weekend. Wasn't so well.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Did you get some chicken? And do you have any Muslim friends?
I cook on your painkiller, you know.
On your painkiller.
My landlord is a Muslim. So,
right. Oh, then there was some berry in the house.
Oh, you know, the day is still young.
Okay. So. This actually looks like he came to the house and, our rich friend, he just touched down from Dubai.
Yes.
And he's talking about his lands, he owns in the OT region. And
Amen.
In that region.
I wanted to say it's in Jesus' name, but it's not holiday appropriate.
No. Allah is with us.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, it will happen. Anyway, Daniel.
What particularly were you up to over the weekend, especially for Prime Morning?
Work. A whole lot of stuff to do, but we got the chance to sit with the Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development.
Yeah.
You know, he's a unique individual because he's been spokesperson for the now president from about 2008 to 2016. He's also former Minister for Information.
Right.
He was the first elected youth organizer for the MPP, Mustafa Abdul Hamid. And he also has a PhD in religious studies.
Oh,
he's the man for the job, basically.
Yeah. Basically. And we had an interesting conversation about being a Muslim, being a minister, being a Ghanaian, being a lecturer. And of course, what his ministry has for those in the inner cities and the Zongo. So, you know what? Let's take these few messages. When we come back, how many times in a week do you fast, J-Food?
When we come back, we have a lot more on the show for you. Don't go away.
Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, he fasts twice every week.
Wow.
2 days, Mondays and Thursdays every week. He'll be telling us more on Beyond the Headlines, a special edition of Beyond the Headlines for Eid al-Fitr.
Wode wanje. Say ye ka saluna, wo se wonko. Na so wo trim kwa. Say makwa kohye CB herbal soap. No won hwe me na ho.
Wo 19 apaipai anase ayede nso a fa CB herbal soap sra wo 19 ene wo 9 room. Germany ni 10 minutes ansa na wo de ebo anase kan ketwa arevre efini nyina kama. Hyeno nso se yemfa nsra ye 9 ho ene ye honam. CB herbal soap eyi e 90 ma pro efi ene enkaboni.
Medo. Yes. Okay yo. CB herbal soap no eje tumankasa. Kamezo me na ho. Suziana Ghana mani mema damase.
FDA ahwehwe saa ejedi enkrato yi mu agye atomu se eye.
Whenever Princess starts, the neighbors do complain that her voice and the beats are too loud. Who is scared of the voices of tomorrow's superstars?
You special in your way. It's me, like no other. No one can do it like you. It's me.
Must be a neighbor.
You special in your way. It's me, like no other. No one can do it like you. It's me, like no other.
Here's to all amazing moms who identify and nurture the uniqueness in our kids.
Indomie instant noodles tastes great. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hello, Mom. Hey, Carol, Mom.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How's Dad?
Your dad is fine. Are you me? You have not sent me the money you promised.
I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm gonna do it today.
Send it now before you forget again.
Okay, no problems. I'll do it now. Check.
Are you sure?
Yes, so. And I also paid for your cable, and I'm sending you credit for this long call you're making right now.
Thank you, my son. God bless you.
Alright, Mama. I love you so much, yeah? I'll speak to you later.
When you drop, everybody know they tire. All of the girls go do anything for my love. All of the boys go do anything for the money. Then they dance to my music and they show me love.
To all our emergency doctors, you never know who is walking through those doors, but you tend to everybody without fear.
The staff of Noguchi, Kolebu, KCCR, and all other testing centers. Where would we be without you?
We know some of you have been badly affected by this virus, yet you defy the fear of the unknown to fight against this virus on our behalf.
You have been awesome in these trying times. You put your lives on the line every day.
We feel safe because we know you are there. We really do appreciate you all. And what we can say at this moment is thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we can say.
Barakah Salah to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters. Happy Eid Fitr. I hope the Ramadan left you very well. That's a question I have for our guest this morning, who has devoted his life to his God and his country. He's made a career out of studying different religions and also in serving in various positions in government and in his political party. He's the Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development, Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. We're going to talk about life, faith, and politics. Doc, Barakah Salah.
Barakah.
Hope all is well.
Inshallah.
I see the Ramadan has treated you well. I was telling you earlier that you don't look like you fasted for 30 days at all.
I know. God is good.
But tell us, how was that journey through Ramadan for you?
Well, for somebody who has been at this from age 7, age 7 is the age when, according to prophetic admonition, parents should begin to teach their children the practice of the fundamental pillars of Islam, prayer and fasting especially. And so at that age, your parents would encourage you to abstain from eating and drinking till 12 noon or 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. Then the following year, they'll push you to 4 p.m. and so on. Until hopefully by the age of 13, 14, 15, you are able to fast the full course. And so for somebody who's been doing this all these years, and even outside of Ramadan, Muslims have a tradition of fasting every Monday and Thursday, every Monday and every Thursday, which I do also routinely. Fasting for me has basically become a way of life. And so I find it exciting. And the fact that according to Muslim consciousness, it also gives you a lot of credits in your balance sheet with God and so on. I mean, you do it with excitement.
2 days a week, every day.
Every day of
every
your
week.
life. Yes, for the rest of your life.
Even in the heat of politics, when you're campaigning, are you able to do that?
Well, that's the more reason you should. Because it is at that point that you actually need God for victory and for support and to navigate all of the uncertainties of the political minefield. And so, for me, this is what we do.
You're a very devout man.
I try.
Does it conflict with your life in politics? There are a lot of people who say about Christians that, our Christian politicians don't show their religion in their offices. Do you find that difficulty?
No, I have no difficulty at all. Indeed, I always say that I rather think that spiritual people, religious people, should do politics. Precisely because politics is about the destinies of people. And for you to administer and direct the destinies of people, you need heavy doses of honesty, of truth, and of integrity. And so if we are supposed to lay back and say that politics is for crooked people, and therefore let righteous people stay off and let's allow crooked people to run politics, then it virtually means that humanity is going nowhere. And so I rather think that, and the saying, I disagree with the saying that politics is a dirty game. There's the other side of it that also says that it is dirty people who make politics dirty. So if there are many more truthful, honest people inside of politics, I believe that it will help to clean up that image. So really and truly, I don't find that as somebody who is striving to be a servant of God or to obtain nearness to God, that is necessarily contradictory to a political engagement. No, I don't find that.
At any point in your life, did you want to go into ministry as an imam or in Islam?
Yes and no. And indeed, I still, to put it straightforward, I still have an ambition that if I retire, and that one I have said it to my family and all who are close to me, that if I retire from public service, and by public service I mean whether from politics or from my teaching as a university lecturer, what I'm going to do with the rest of my life is to retire to a place and teach Islam to death. So I intend to set up a study center, an Islamic study center, where I would teach young people Islam and just teach my understanding of God, because I'm motivated by a saying of the Prophet that the best amongst you humans are those who learn and teach it to others, not those who learn and keep it for themselves. So for me, learning and teaching people is for me both a secular engagement and a spiritual engagement as well. And I want to die on a spiritual note. And to that extent, I want to go into retirement just teaching Islam to death.
At what point did you discover your love for scholarship and also Islam?
Right from day one, my father brought me up to love books. To confess, he virtually beat it into me. Yep. And when I say beating, I mean literally. literally beat these books that you find in my shelves into me. Because when I was young, growing up, whatever my consciousness age was, maybe 6-7 years, my father immediately registered me with the Tamari Central Library. And every day after school, or perhaps once a week after school, I'll be required to go to the library, borrow a book, come back home, read it. And before I return it for another book, I'm supposed to narrate to him what was in this book and so on. So you were required to read it from cover to cover in order to be able to account. Then he beats you. I remember that there was a day that my father went out with my auntie, who is currently the wife of the Kumbuna. And then I abandoned the books and I went to play outside with my friends. And so when I heard the sound of his motor, I rushed back in, took the book, and I was sitting down pretending to be reading. But apparently, because of my awe for my father, I had turned the book upside down and didn't even realize, because I wasn't reading. I just wanted him to see me holding a book. But apparently the book was turned upside down. But when he came and looked down at me and looked at my feet, he immediately knew I wasn't reading before. And the beating that he gave me that day said, you abandoned the books and you were outside playing with your friends. These kids, these area kids, they are no good. They are not going to go anywhere with their lives and so on. And so with that constant, for want of a better term, harassment to commit to books and so on. I told people that the reason I love pens also is allied to that fact. One morning, my father woke me up at dawn, about 4:30 a.m. I was in class 6, I remember vividly, and said I should give him my pen. He was going to write something. I knew that I had lost my pen in school the previous day, but I couldn't dare tell him that I lost the pen. So I went and took my school bag. I was pouring the contents down, pretending to be searching for the pen. Before I realized, he grabbed the soldier's belt and the kind of beating he gave me. Since then, pens and books are my greatest possessions in life. I tell people that you can take anything that I have away from me. It won't bother me. But if you joke with my book, I'll come at you. I spend a fortune buying books. One of the days, I'll take you to my house and show you my library. I believe, without sounding boastful, that I have a library richer than some universities in this country.
I'd love that day to come for me to see it myself. Did you resent it at the time, having these habits being beaten into you?
Of course, of course. As a young boy, my love was to be with the area boys, was to be with everybody else, as they say in our streets, on our streets, to do some of the kubolo things, you know, to also go and play football and climb trees and fall and get bruises and so on, as everybody else was doing. But no, I was forbidden from doing that.
Was it just you or was you and your siblings?
Unfortunately for me, between my father and my mother, I'm the only born. And at that time, my father and my mother had divorced. And so it was just me living with my father. You know, for Northerners, we are patrilineal, and even beyond the patrilineal, we are quite patriarchal. So in our sense, mostly when a man and a wife divorces, the children are with the father rather than their mothers. So that's how come I was born 1971, they were divorced in 1975. So I was 4 years.
Okay.
When they divorced. And from that age 4 all the way till I went to secondary school, my father brought me up alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was just 2 men at home?
2 men
who was cooking?
He was doing the cooking.
Okay.
Actually, my father was taken into the army as an army cook.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's a good cook, very, very good cook. So he used to cook in the army cookhouse until at a point they moved him from cookhouse to stores. And he became a storeman and a ration man, but still had to do with foods.
I get it now. That's where the soldier's belt came from.
Absolutely.
Wow. Do you still talk to him?
Very much so. Very much so. In 1985, he got into trouble with the then PNDC government and went into exile. He and some colleagues were accused of plotting to overthrow the PNDC, and then he went into exile. Now, since MPP won in 2001, he's free to come home, so he comes and goes, but he still lives in Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah, and we talk often.
Is that where your love for politics started?
Yes. So my love for politics started as a resentment against Jerry Rawlings.
The man Jerry Rawlings.
Yes, because I mean PNDC was about Jerry. You know, it was a military government led by Jerry Rawlings. And when I came back from school one afternoon to locked doors and everything, and the people in the household said to me, they put it very bluntly. I said, "Where's my father?" They said, "Oh, Jerry Rawlings is looking for him to arrest him, so he has run away." I mean, just like that. And as a young mind, so I knew Jerry was looking for him, not the system or PNDC government or exactly. And so later on, I got details from his friends in the army who said that he was accused of coup plotting, and that's why they were looking for him. Some of his friends were arrested, some got killed, some got jailed for donkey years. I met some of them later on, people like Captain Boogie and co, who told me that they were lucky to be alive because they were tortured with electric shocks and all of that. So my father would have gone through all that, or perhaps would have died. So I'm grateful that he managed to escape. But that got me resentful against Jerry Rawlings. And so I vowed to myself that if I grew, I was going to, in fact, my initial ambition was also to be a soldier and to also overthrow Jerry Rawlings so my father can come home to confess. So I wanted to be a soldier initially. After sixth form, I tried once and I didn't get recruited. And so the following year, then I said, okay, let me go to university. Perhaps I will try again when I graduate from university. You know, those days you could, when you finish this form and you go to the army, you are a second lieutenant. And then after graduation, full lieutenant. So I said, okay, I would still go. And then, but in the course of first year in University of Cape Coast, the ban on party political activity was lifted. And so I said, oh, okay, so another opportunity to work against the interests of Jerry. And of course, then they formed the Eagle Club. There was the Dankwa Buzia Club. Then the Eagle Club became NDC. So naturally, I would have been averse to NDC. So I joined the Dankwa Buzia group, which is now NPP, to work against the NDC. Our efforts didn't pay off in 92. We didn't pay off in 96. But 2000, it paid off. And in March 2001, my father landed on the soil of Ghana for the first time since 1985. Wow. I met him at the airport at Kotoka, and I wept. And so that's the reason I'm MPP. And that's the reason I will never, ever be NDC. It's not possible.
Take us back to that moment in March 2001. What was the first?
You see, when I got to that point, I got emotional again. It was really very, very, very emotional moment. And I wept bitterly, just embracing him and kissing his hands and so on. He was like, it's okay, my son. God has willed that we should meet again, and blah, 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 blah. And so
was he proud of you?
I was grateful. Yes, he was. Even though initially, whilst he was in exile and heard that I was on the platforms, because at that time it was dangerous to do politics. I tell all these young men in MPP who attend one rally and shout Kukrudu, and then they come and say, Yabreo party Nimona say. I just laugh at them. You know, because in 1992, with PWDs, how do you call them? PDCs, all these paramilitary organizations that the PNDC had set up were in full operation, and they will harass you. In 1992, I used not to sleep in one place in Tamale. I sleep with this friend, the next week I'll go to this house, the next day I'm here because the BNI will be training you, people are training you. Because small boy, first year in university, and I was on the platforms in 1992.
Which university?
Cape Coast.
Okay.
And talking against Jerry Rawlings and saying how terrible he was and people should vote against NDC and so on. My father, when he heard it, you know, used to send me messages and say, please, my son, please stop. They may kill you, they may harm you, and so on. But my zeal and commitment to get rid of the system to allow him to come home was stronger. But let me quickly add that in 1992, actually, President Rawlings issued an edict saying that all the exiled soldiers could come home, that we were in a democratic era and that they were free to come home.
Which was where I was coming to.
Yes, because I need to make that point so that people will wonder why he had to wait till 2001. But my father said he didn't trust him. So he wasn't going to come. Democracy or no, once Jerry was still in charge, he didn't trust him enough to want to come home. So until he's out of the system, he wouldn't come home. And so that's how come he came only in 2001.
Which was why he also had that fear that something would happen to you.
Yes, he also had the fear that my political engagements could land me into trouble. He thought that they would harm me or whatever, but
you're here.
They didn't. But I'm here.
So of course, you were a boy who wanted to see something happen so his father would come back. How did that translate into a major political activist who was mounting party platforms? Tell us about that transition.
Well, what happened was that in 1991, as I said, I was in level 100 at the University of Cape Coast. And there's a certain lawyer, he's late, may his soul rest in peace, he's called Lawyer Spio. He was basically the organizer of the Dankwa Buzia Club in the Central Region. So he came to the university to ask for basically recruits for the Dankwa Buzia Club, young men who were interested. Not just him. At that time, we had Heritage Club, we had Eagle Club, and we had Dankwa Buzia Club. And that was when President Rawlings had announced that we were transitioning to a democracy, and that people who had political alliances could begin to coalesce together. So the people of the Nkrumah's persuasion came together and formed Heritage Club. Then the Jerry Rawlings inclined group formed the Eagle Club, and then the Dankwa Buzia group formed the Dankwa Buzia Club. So I remember at the notice board at Casford, there were all these names, notices, papers. It said Dankwa Buzia Club, you just write your name. So straight away I went and then I wrote my name.
It was a no-brainer for you.
Yes, it was a no-brainer. I just said this is what it has to be because I want to get rid of this group. And so I wrote my name under the Dankwa. So the Spio came, called us to a meeting, and then on and on. Then 18th May 1992, we were in school when formally parties were asked to form. And so that's the day the MPP as a party was launched. There was a bonfire night at Victoria Park to usher in the formation of the MPP. I remember because of my zeal, me and a friend who is in Kumasi, Nankwame Chem, we walked from Kesley Hayford Hall in Cape Coast all the way to Victoria Park.
That's a distance.
To come and witness the bonfire night and see the formation of NPP. So the Lawyer Spio then said to us that, okay, so during the vacation, when you go home, go and introduce yourselves to the party's branches in your villages or hometowns and join the campaign to get rid of the government at that time, and so on and so forth. So that's how when I went back on holidays to Tamale, I went to introduce myself to the NPP people. And I'll tell you how it happened. I've told that story in various public fora. What happened was that I went to attend an NPP rally at the taxi rank in Tamale. And then I watched the rally. Then they closed. The late Mustafa Idris, he was a minister for Works and Housing under President Kufuor. He was minister for Northern Region. He was one time deputy foreign affairs minister. Even became Get Fund board chairman and so on. He's late. And then I went to him after the rally and I introduced myself to him. I said, my name is Mustafa Hamid. I'm a first year student at University of Cape Coast and I'm a member of the party at Cape Coast. And I said to him, but I listened to all the speakers here, and I believe that apart from you, I can speak better than all the people. He laughed. He said, hey, small boy like you can speak. I said, yes. If you put me on a platform, you would see. So he said, okay, tomorrow we have a rally at Sabonjida, so come. So the next day, I went to the Sabonjida rally, and he put me on the platform. And as they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history. the exact expression of my mind. You're live on Prime Morning with me, Daniel Daze. We're having Salah with Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. He's a lecturer. He's a scholar in religion. He's also an ardent member of what was the Dankwa Buzia Club, and is now the NPP. He's Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development. We'll get to his work as a lecturer and as a minister, but at this time we want to begin to wrap up the conversation on his life and how he became the person we are seeing now. So, Doc, you have been associated with the president for a long time. I remember that famous article you wrote sometime in 2008. It was
2009.
Yes,
yeah, early 2000.
After the election.
Yes.
About the role of the former President Kufuor in the loss of President Akufo-Addo. First of all, how did you meet the man, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and become so closely associated with him?
Well, what happened was that I was national youth organizer of the party. And then one day, after a national executive committee meeting at the party's headquarters at Kokomlemle, he called me and said, "Young man, how are you? Blah, blah, blah." And I said, "I'm fine." He said, "I would want to see you in my house the next day." And I said, "I don't know where your house is." And he says, "Oh, East Legon, Muslim cemetery, you turn right, this, that, and so on." And I said, "Okay, so I'll make it the next morning. I'll come and see you." So I went and saw him. And then he said, you are a very nice young man, intelligent, this, that. I would like us to work together." Meanwhile, prior to that, I was editor in my journalistic journey. I became editor for The Statesman. I was editor for Statesman between 2001 and 2002. But this direct encounter with President Akufo-Addo, where we sat down to have a conversation, was in about 2004. But prior to that, the one that recruited me to be editor for The Statesman was Gabi Ochredakun,
who is owner of The Statesman.
Yes. He recruited me to be his editor. And so he took me to, before he employed me as editor, he took me to Akufo-Addo and said, "Oh, this is a young man that I've seen who is going to be my editor." But that's where it ended. It was brief, very 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then I went. Until this 2004, when he invited me again and said, "Come and let's have a conversation." And he said he liked me, he thought that I was intelligent, and he was putting it to me, as I already knew that he had presidential ambitions, and he wants me to work with him to achieve that ambition. Under normal circumstances in our country, people say, "Oh, let me go home and think about it." I didn't tell him that I was going home to go and think about it. I said, "I'm with you, I'm going to follow you."
Why?
Because I knew, being an activist of the party, that it was almost logical that after President Kufuor, he was going to be the next president. I had absolutely no doubt that he was going to be the next after Kufuor. So I had no hesitation at all.
You're joining the winning team.
Absolutely, in working for him. And I said, "I'll stay with you and then we'll fight it."
What do you find that made you stick with him throughout the years? I personally know people who, especially after 2008, went to school, went to find work elsewhere. What made you stick with it?
It is his commitment to the Ghanaian project. Because in my workings with him, I saw that this was a very honest man who was genuinely, and I mean genuinely, committed to the development of the country. You know, people say that people enter politics for all sorts of motives, including even me, who entered politics initially just to get rid of somebody for my father to come home. People enter politics for all sorts of reasons. But I saw that this man was in politics solely because he wanted to uplift ordinary people and work for the common good. And that is what made me even more zealous to work with him. And what cemented it, I'll tell you, is, and I wrote this in an article that I wrote on his birthday, 29th March 2016. It was in the Daily Graphic of 29th March 2016, and I called it, "This is Akufo-Addo." One day he called us, and when I say us, those of us that in politics they call his kitchen cabinet. It was me, there was Boache Jakun, there was Ken Oforiata.
Abu Jinapo?
Yes, Abu Jinapo was in his kitchen cabinet, but that day he wasn't around that table. And then he called us to his house. I think there was Jacob Chibilamte in that meeting. And he said, "Oh, I've called you here for only one reason." He says, "I've called you to tell you that I am not in this political project so that those of you around this table will make money." He says, "That's not the reason I am in politics." Then he said, "If anybody is around this table who is following me because they want to make money, please show it by hands or get up and leave." So when he said that, everybody was quiet. So after 1 minute or 2 minutes, then he said, "Well, Since nobody's leaving the table, I have an understanding that we are all in this to come in and fight for the ordinary Ghanaian and not for ourselves. And we said yes. And then I went. On my way home, I said to myself, this man, I'm going to die fighting for him. And that's how come I have remained on this course to this day.
Do you think that the ideals that you stood for in the election time have been lived up to? You do an honest review of yourself in government?
Yes, of course. Of course they have been. And people criticize him, and for that matter, our government, for what they call an over-bloated government. And quite frankly, in Islam, there's a saying that actions are according to intentions, and every man or woman shall be judged according to that which he or she intended. The intention behind this so-called bloated government, frankly speaking, is very noble. Because if you look at my ministry, for example, the Ministry of Inner City and Zongo Development, nothing like that has ever existed. And why would you create a ministry responsible for inner city and Zongo development? Inner city and Zongo development and Zongo people are the people who live in communities that are characterized by poor infrastructure, lack of social services, poverty, illiteracy, all of the things that are basically what somebody will call a scar on our conscience.
Could it not have been done under the other ministries that already exist?
Well, if you do the same thing over and over again, I'm not sure you would expect a different result. We have been at it pretending to be resolving inner city and Zongo problems since independence under what you call those existing structures. And we've always had local government and rural development ministries. But the situation hasn't changed. So it means that it required a different set of thinking to be able to bring real change to inner city and downtrodden people and Zongo people.
Would you think you have lived up to that edict?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. I am fully satisfied that where we are now in just 2.5 years of real operation, in fact, indeed, less than 2 years, because I came here in August 2018. And it was when I came that I started to put in place the mechanism for setting up the Zongo Development Fund. By the time I finished setting it up and the thing started operation, this was like 2019. But from the 2019 to now, if you see the balance sheet of the volume of work that we have done, the interventions that we have done in Zongo communities, you will satisfy yourself that this ministry is not a ministry that any other president coming in the future would want to abolish. Almost like the way Kufo started the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs. People thought, why is he adding up to more ministries? We've always been doing it in a certain way. But if you treat the poor and inner city people's lives as an addendum to an agenda. So you have a local government development agenda. They therefore become an addendum. But setting up a ministry means that they also become an agendum on their own. And for me, that's more dignifying for them.
You're live on Prime Morning. You're speaking to Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. We'll just take a few messages from our sponsors. When we're back, we'll deal a bit further with the question of the Ministry for Inner Cities and Zongo Development, look at the work that has been done, and then we look forward to what's coming up in December, among other things.
Introducing Cerelac Biscuity, the new baby cereal from Cerelac, with a great new biscuity taste that babies absolutely love. And of course, it's fortified with iron to support babies' healthy growth, just like all the other nutritious Cerelac flavors. Cerelac, big nutrition for small tummies.
Unlock banking with biometrics. Now, you can access the ABSA mobile banking app using your fingerprint or facial recognition. Download today. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Let's show the world how good we are with our essays. Joy Learning Essay Club on Facebook offers junior high and senior high students an excellent opportunity to show the world how well they can write. In only 200 words, write on the topic for the month. How can Ghana make e-learning accessible to all? Your essay must have your name, your age, a contact number, and your school. Send us a direct message of your essay to Facebook at Joy Learning TV. Yes, on our Facebook page. Win the loudest applause from us and become an ambassador for Joy Learning. Remember, The deadline is Monday, 25th May 2020. SC Club is brought to you by Joy Learning. Joy Learning. Keep learning. Let's show the world how good we are with
Bake it! It's original, you gotta take it. Macberry, 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 bake with love. Macberry, 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 original. Macberry, sing we love it, everybody love it. Mama, papa, them love it. Macberry, Macberry, be the biscuit, be the picking them secret. Macberry, Macberry, be the biscuit, and they give everybody when I visit me. Macberry, originally baked with love. Macberry, 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 baked with love. Macberry, 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 original. Macberry, 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 baked with love. Macberry, 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 original. Macberry, originally baked with love.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Yeah, still live on Prime Morning. We are having Salah with Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. He is Minister for Inner Cities and Zongo Development. Notice I didn't add what he was in the past because now we're about to talk about the work he's doing currently, which is uplifting those who live in our inner cities and our Zongos. I spent a greater part of the early part of my life attending church at Kwesimitim Zongo. And I must say I'm very familiar with the difficulties that persons in inner cities face. But unfortunately, close to 2 years after the existence of your ministry, we still find that a large number of these problems exist. Why?
Why? Because the developmental agenda for inner cities and Zongo communities is a journey, it's not an event. And by journey, what we mean is that we are hoping that within a generation, we can transform the lives of the people in our inner cities and Zongo communities. And a generation is generally touted to be a period between 20 years and 30 years. So by the formation or establishment of the Ministry of Inner City and Zongo Development, it is not at all a supposition or an assumption that in an election cycle, all the problems of inner cities and Zongo communities are going to be resolved. First of all, we are talking about over 3,000 communities scattered across the country. Government doesn't have, or Ghana doesn't have a bottomless pit of money that is going to just in one go intervene in the lives of these 3,000 communities and resolve all their challenges. No, it won't happen. As we go on, and as governments come and go, and as this ministry stays, and then we as they say, chew a bit at the problems, I'm hoping that within a generation, we can wipe out the inequalities. Because if we had started this 63 years ago, okay, and people were even doing the kinds of things that we have managed to do in just 2 years, and people were doing them incrementally for 63 years, I'm sure by now, much of the inequality would either have been drastically reduced or wiped out. So yes, the inequalities will exist. They will exist for another 10 years. They will exist for another 15 years. They may exist even after another 20 years. Nonetheless, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step, and we are happy we began.
So what did we set before ourselves to do? And what have we done, actually?
Okay, so in that sense, I would love to quote verbatim. And this, for your camera people, is what is called the Coordinated Program of Economic and Social Development Policies, 2017 to 2024. This is President Akufo-Addo's blueprint for Ghana's development, which has been approved by Ghana's parliament. Okay, so this is the program that we are going by. It was approved by Parliament on the 20th of October 2017. So this is the program that this government goes by. Okay, now in this program, on page 116, the Zongo Development Fund is mentioned. And it says, and I quote, as part of the efforts to develop Zongo communities, government will set up a Zongo Development Fund with seed funding of 219 million, actually 219.5 million cedis. The fund will support and this is where I want you to mind the critical areas of our intervention. The fund will support the provision of 1, critical infrastructure in education and training. So that's why you would find that the bulk of our programs and interventions in Zongo communities are in the areas of education. So it says 1, education and training, 2, health and sanitation, 3, local businesses. And that's where our business development program came, where we're training Zongo women who are in business and so on, in branding and marketing and so on. So local businesses and centers of culture, and then as well as improve security in Zongo communities. Okay, so as they say, our marching orders are very clear per this program of action. And so the idea is that I've already told you that our biggest enemy in this country is poverty, illiteracy, and disease. Okay, actually the two may, if you want, corollaries to the first. Poverty is what will give, or illiteracy, will give birth to poverty and disease. You know, because as we have argued, if you go to our prisons and so on, you would hardly find people with a degree sitting in our prisons. Joy FM even did a certain statistic that you guys put up of how many well-educated people are in prison. They are not there. If you go to the prison services, you will find that the many people are people who have basically been left out of the opportunities of life, opportunities that would have been provided for them if they were educated. Are you following the point?
So that's why you decided to
focus. So
that's
why the president says his focus is on education. All these programs of free SHS and so on are all to tell you that the president's idea is that we should wipe out illiteracy within a generation.
So let's go to what has been done.
Yes. So what has been done in our various Zongo communities are that, number 1, we are facilitating communities that do not have school blocks. Okay, to have school blocks. First of all, you need to have the infrastructure before you invite people to come to school. If you are saying that they should go to school and then there are no school buildings for them to go to, it's a problem. So first of all, we are building a number of schools across Zongo communities. Number 2, when you have built the schools, you need to equip and furnish the schools. So we are doing furniture. We are providing furniture for many of them to where the schools exist. They don't have the furniture. You know the phenomenon in our country where children still lie on their stomachs to study and so on. We are furnishing the schools. We are providing them with books. Okay, and then also we are providing, because this is a technological age. So we have embarked on a program, and right now I think that we are virtually complete.
Okay.
In all the regions, we are establishing modern ICT laboratories.
How many?
In Zongo schools. There are about 39 across the country, but they run in almost all the regions, 14 regions, actually, with the exception of Eastern and Greater Accra. And that's because we found that many of them are quite endowed. Of course, because Greater Accra is the capital of Ghana. But for all the other regions, we are doing it. And
even in the inner cities in Greater Accra?
This is a Zongo Development Fund phenomenon for now. So the ministry itself, you know, this is a two-legged ministry, if I will put it that way. It's called the Ministry of Inner Cities and Zongo Development. But the Zongo Development part of it has a fund. Okay, and so therefore has ready resources in terms of capital expenditure for intervening. So that is what we are doing for now. But the inner city leg of it would also come.
Does that mean that we haven't lived out to what the thinking of the ministry was supposed to do?
Well, it is, because we've been intervening in the inner cities in other ways, and I'll explain that later. But I want to zero in on the question that you asked, that specifically what are the interventions in education? That's what gave rise to this answer. So that's what I'm giving you. So the infrastructure, the furniture, the books, provision of modern computer laboratories, and then together with the Islamic Education Unit, we are doing what we call the Targeted Education Improvement Program. And under the TEP, the goal is to develop at least two Islamic schools in every region into model schools. Because when you look at Catholic Education Unit, Presby Education Unit, Anglican education, all these other education units. There are schools that I will consider as model schools or star schools. So within the Catholic education unit, for example, if you hear a Matthias of Uganda, then you know that it's a center of excellence. When you hear Presby Experimental School in Tamale, it's under Presby Education. But with Islamic schools, all of them are basically underprivileged. So we want to be able to raise 2 schools in every region into model schools within the Islamic education unit. And the Zongo Development Fund has agreed to provide books and literature, educational literature, to the tune of 1 million cedis for the Islamic education unit to be able to equip these model schools and bring them up to standard. So we are doing all of this in the area of education. And then in terms of water and sanitation, which is the other leg of our mandate, mostly the communities are asking for water systems.
What does that mean?
They want water, basically. Let me put it in the layman's language. They just want water.
Okay.
And what we have done is that we have provided a 2,000 liter water tank, okay, in these communities with a pump. It's underground water, actually. So we do the study, we determine that there is water underground, we go, we dig, we put in the pump, we put in an overhead tank of 2,000 liters, and then 5 fetching points for the community. And these have been inaugurated across the country in many regions. We actually have a whole booklet like this of the community. So for example, we have one in Amwewi Zongo. Amwewi Zongo is in the Offenso South. There's Jwasu Zongo, Asante Akim South. There's Tepa. I have one North. There's Bodwesango in Adansia Sokwa.
All this is in the Ashanti region.
This is Ashanti region. By region, they are there. When you come to
I just wanted to be sure of the region that you were.
Yes, this Ashanti.
Referring to.
Yeah, but I just didn't want your question to seem massive.
Oh yeah, I understand, because earlier you mentioned these 14 regions.
Yeah.
Where we got to that inner cities question.
Yes.
And you said that you were going to talk about what has been done for the inner cities.
So for the inner cities,
but even before you get there, for the fact that Zongos in Eastern and Ashanti region, in Greater Accra region, may not have been looked at, my question is,
in terms of the ICT.
In terms of the ICT, so what about Zongos like Nima, Medina, which are in Accra?
Well, they are in Accra. If you look at Nima, for example, the training that we are giving, there are about approximately 100 young people that we are training in ICT skills, in what they call Internet of Things, web development, what do you call it, software development, robotics. All of those training, the majority of those young people are from the Zongos in the Greater Accra area. So it compensates for it. And we set up a modern computer laboratory at the cultural center at Kaokudi. That's where the training is happening. And the training is done by a NEMA-based NGO of young, brilliant minds who know these things, who are teaching it to the young men. So it's not as if they've been left out at all.
Right.
So they also have their share of what is going on.
So to the question of inner cities?
Yes. So the inner cities, if you'd remember, recently we inaugurated and we have built 225 household toilets for all of our inner city communities, especially those around the coast from Osu, stretching all the way to Kolewo Kong, Kolewo, whatever. Let me mention the names. For example, Bukom, Atukpain, Kolegono, Mamprobi, Amamomo, Adedenpo, Agbogboleshi, Sempe, Ayalolo, Kokompe, Choko, Kongono. How is that how they spell it? Alata, Osu, Adabraka, London, Kolewo Kong, Zongo Lane, Palladium. All of these communities, and that is because sanitation is a huge problem in inner cities, as you already know. And the major leg of the sanitation crisis is a lack of toilet facilities for these people, which then allows them to go to the seaside to go and, excuse my language, defecate, so, which also then affects our tourism industry. So there's this multiplier effect that the lack of toilet has on our communities, and we have intervened in that respect.
But what you said earlier is that because of the lack of a dedicated fund for inner cities, we have not been able to look at that as much as Zongos.
Quite frankly, I say that in all sincerity. And fortunately, there is a very strong lobby called the Inner City Development Council, made up of chiefs in inner cities, imams, etc., who have been lobbying and have put out a strong case for either government to merge the Zongo Development Fund into an inner city and Zongo Development Fund. Are you following me? Or to create a separate inner city development fund. That is a case that we have made on their behalf to government, which government is considering. So hopefully, and I'm quite certain, quite frankly, and quite confident that Akufo-Addo would get a second term. So perhaps in our second term, we would look at how to also, if you want, financially enable the development that will take place in the inner cities. And that is also because, quite frankly, the Zongos far outnumber the inner cities by, if you want, perhaps 100 to 1. In almost every town in this country.
Both rural and urban.
Yes, it's
Zongos.
Exactly. But the inner city phenomenon is basically an urban phenomenon. But the Zongo phenomenon has become both urban and rural. And that makes it quite more enormous. But
for those in the inner cities,
yes.
Doc, who had hope when they heard that the inner city and Zongo? I remember being a journalist in Takoradi at the time. I went on Facebook and put a list of inner cities in Secondary and Takoradi at the time, saying that we are expecting to see work being done there. What would you say to them now?
Well, but you see, the thing also is that you must understand is that Zongo communities are inner cities. All Zongo communities, not to an extent, to a full extent.
But the rural ones are not.
I'm coming to tell you the difference. All Zongo communities, well, of course, except the rural. But Zongo communities are inner cities. But not all inner cities are Zongo communities. You see, the Zongo Development Fund law defines a Zongo community as an inner city or community which is characterized by all the things that I said: poverty, lack of social amenities, infrastructure, blah, blah, blah. And then also says that where the predominant spirituality is Islam, and where the dominant language is Hausa. So these are the parameters for defining what is a Zongo community. And to that extent, it shares the same characteristics with inner cities of the poverty, of the illiteracy, lack of social services, etc., etc. I follow me. So you are damn right that, but however, the inner cities that are not Zongo communities may feel a bit
neglected.
I don't know that their expectations have been less than met. That's the way that I would put it. But I want to assure them that their expectations have not been less than met. What it is that it is important that phenomenon, that they are still on our radar, on government radar, and like I said, that we are working to intervene more concretely. For example, if you go to the inner cities in Cape Coast, Amamoma, Apeusika, Kwapro, last year we went there and did a legal aid clinic for them for free. We got lawyers from the Faculty of Law at the University of Cape Coast who went into the community. So people who had crisis with the law, and because of poverty, they are unable to access legal aid and so on. And many people don't even know about the existence of the legal aid offices and so on. So we got these lawyers to be able to help them resolve some of their challenges and so on. So the inner city phenomenon is very much on our radar.
So to the Zongo Development Fund then, 219.5 million
is what government set out.
How much has been allocated?
Well, it is not a matter of allocation as of expending. So I would rather we say how much has been expended, because it's up for government. Yeah,
we'll allocate every year.
Exactly, up for government every year. It will do a budget and allocate money out of this projected amount.
Right.
And it is for you, as you do your development projects, to expend and access them. I would say conservatively, without being accurate, because I need hard data in my hands to be able to say that. For example, like I said, we are doing all these ongoing projects. Many of these ongoing projects from 2019 to now, we have costed them at about 45 million cedis. Okay, and then this year we have another projection of the new projects that we are going to do, which will cost us about another 30 million. Okay, so this will give us about
75 million. That's still less than half of.
Yeah, but because we are expanding as we go on, and I'm sure before I came in, the former minister between 2017 and 2018 conservatively would have expended about 20 million thereabouts. So perhaps out of the 219 million that government has for intervening in these places, in the Zongo communities for us, all in all, I would say that by the close of the year, more than half of it, which will be in excess of 100 million, would have been spent in doing all of these things.
But the former minister didn't superintend over a Zongo Development Fund. It was promulgated into law by you early.
No, it was promulgated into law. The president signed it
under you.
On 2nd January 2018. Okay, so that's when the thing became law. But the minister at that time had set out to put it together, but didn't quite manage to do it until August. So it was when I came that we now began actively to set it up. We got them offices, got recruitments going, populated the place with people, gave them a development agenda per the economic social program, and then by the early 2019 they started work.
So what's I'm trying to ask, the 20 million that the Honorable Boniface Sadiq spent when he was minister, does that count as coming out of the Zongo Development Fund?
But because at that time he was basically like a minister of state under the office of the president. You remember initially, it was not set out as a full ministry. It was later that the president issued an executive instrument, making it a full ministry with a chief director and all the structures of a ministry. So yes, the money that was expended, and he did all these astroturfs that you see in Medina, in Tafu, the green parks in Odan, Yeji, Bolga, Salaga, they were all initiated under him. These were monies that we count as part of the Zongo Development Fund money, but it was expended through the office of the president at that time, because at that time he was operating under the office of the president. But of course, government counts it as money that it has expended as part of the 219 million that it has promised us.
So a little over 100 million by December.
Yes.
That's just around half of what has been, what was promised.
Yes.
Why?
Why? Because, the Ghana is, we operate under laws, and there's a famous law called the PFMA, Public and Financial Management Act, which gives you procedure for expending government money. All these projects that you see, until the contractors have actually finished the project, we have inspected the project and taken delivery of the project. We don't pay them money. Are you following me? So it is only at that point that you now go through the paperwork. They submit their final certificates. You go through the paperwork to get Ministry of Finance to pay them. Then now they will count it. Okay, you've built a toilet at Nkawie Zongo. This is how much it costs. So minus this from 219 and so on. So it is also because of the pace. For example, like I told you, we just set this up and started working in 2019. Within 1 year and some months now. So it's not possible within that year for all these contractors to have finished all these gaga.
But the expectation was that you would be able to do the 200 million by 2020.
No, that was not the expectation.
I'm talking about the expectation of the people who voted for you.
Well, it's not about their expectation. It's about what the vision was that we communicated to them. And that vision is very clear, that we will set up a seed fund of 219 million, which will be used to intervene in their lives. So we are on that journey.
Is it tough? Is it tougher here at the Ministry of Inner Cities and Zongos than it was at Information?
No.
This is easier.
No. I've always said that the toughest ministry, in my opinion, these things are debatable, is the Ministry of Finance. Okay, it is the toughest being Minister for Finance. If you take out the Minister for Finance, the next toughest ministry is the Ministry of Information, without a doubt. So there's no way you can compare this place to the Ministry of Information.
Do you miss the place?
It was much tougher. I don't miss it at all. I'm happy that I got rid of the place.
You got rid of the place? Why do you say it like that?
Well, because it is right. I remember I kept telling Kojo, sometimes he would worry when he was my deputy, come to my office, Minister, this, the people are saying this about you, and the people are saying, I said, Kojo, don't worry. There is never on earth, on the face of the earth, there is no popular minister for information. There's no way. You cannot be loved. That's what it means to be minister for information. You are supposed to be hated, okay? Because I mean, you are in the first line of defense and attack. If we take politics as warfare, you are the one that is in the first line of attack. You are in the front line of the government warfare machinery, and therefore there is no way you are not going to be bruised. You are going to be bruised all the time, from morning to evening. People are going to be bashing you. If people are unhappy with government policy and you come out and explain, it is even worse, because those who don't want to listen will start attacking you and say the minister is a liar and this and that and that and that. So quite frankly, I'm happier here. And you know, here, the thing about it is that I'm a spiritual person. No day goes by without me hearing at least 10 times in a day our imams and our people from Zongo communities saying, Ali Saka Maka, Ali Baka Al Baraka.
What does that mean?
May God bless you, minister. God bless you. God, I hear blessings on my life not less than 10 times, and I mean every single day. There are imams and people sitting in various mosques across the country all the time reciting the Quran and praying for me, even though they know that these interventions in their lives is done by government. But because I'm in the helm, not even the president, they are praying for me. They say, God bless Mustafa Hamid, Ali Saka Maka Al Baraka, Aka Aka Aka. That you can't get that anywhere in any ministry.
It's interesting the motivation you find. I've been tossing this question around in my head since I started the interview, but this is something that for most persons outside politics I've heard. The question always comes up. People ask me about my hosting politicians. Have you had to lie for government? And does it conflict with your faith?
I'm not sure that I would like to borrow my deputy's words, that rather than lie, as Minister for Information, of course, you would nuance issues.
What does that mean? Explain.
Rather than lie. You see, nuancing is to apply diplomatic language. So rather than, as they say in Ghana, you cannot be Minister for Information and call a spade a spade. That would be repugnant to people. Okay. We were having a conversation even outside this camera, and I said that when I was Minister for Information, I said to you off camera that what used to hurt me sometimes was that there were certain palpable things that I needed to say to people in their faces, but you couldn't say them because you are constrained by that office, and then you are supposed to nuance it and say, oh, my friend, you are being less than truthful and this and that and that. And that sort of thing. So yes, you do that. But me, I went to communication school, and I was taught by the late Papo Alote that a public relations officer does not lie. You should not lie, because if you lie, it will come back to haunt you, and you will be required to tell many more lies to cover it. And in a very short period, you would be found wanting. So I don't remember that I had to explicitly lie about anything.
But in these nuances, they often lead people away from what the truth is. Do you feel guilty as a Muslim, as a devout Muslim I've discovered you to be?
No, I don't. To the extent that my intentions are noble. To the extent that you didn't set out to deceive people. Remember that I said that my faith teaches me that actions are according to intentions, and people are judged according to what they intended. If your intention is outright deception, that's repugnant, and that's not good for spirituality. But if your intention is to ameliorate a given situation, you know, for example, those of us who did philosophy of religion, we are taught that if somebody runs into your room for shelter, he's being chased to be killed, and he runs into your house, it is okay to tell the assailants that he's not here. That's a lie. But you have said that lie to save a life. Are you following me? So there's a philosophical matter. So actions are according to intentions.
What would the prophet tell you? Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid,
Yes.
it's been an absolute pleasure coming into your office to have this conversation back at the Salah once again. Thank you for taking your time off to speak with us. Before we go, though, this is something that I must crucify myself if I don't ask. We're in an era of COVID-19. We are sitting this far apart because of that. The Zongo communities have been most affected. And if you look at the housing challenges that exist, how have we dealt with this in the Zongos?
Well, in the meantime, we have had to deal with it in the context of the current situation. Yes, you agree, there are no spaces and etc., etc. So we've just been using our chiefs, our Zongo chiefs and imams, and appealing to the people that even within the constraints of their housing arrangements, they should try and observe the protocols and so on. And then the Zongo Development Fund has intervened by providing masks, sanitizers, soaps and so on to Zongo communities. And they also have education teams made up of Muslims who are epidemiologists, doctors and so on, who are also in the communities doing education and so on. So that's our effort so far at trying to help the situation.
Has it been enough?
Well, nothing is ever really enough, but it is a major intervention that the people appreciate.
There was a unique situation in Old Fadama where the contact tracing team contacted someone and he ran away. He wanted to, he ran away. The mindset in some of these our communities, and I'm not singling out Zongos.
Yeah, because I was about to say that it's not an exclusively
it's
Zongo
not
phenomenon.
at all. It's just unfortunate that because it happened in Old Fadama is why I'm bringing it up. Really, how do we deal with this situation?
Well, I guess that it boils down to the answer that I gave you at the beginning of this program. Let's wipe out illiteracy. Let's wipe out ignorance. And I'm sure all of these challenges will be wiped out.
Dr. Mustafa Hamid, thank you so much.
God bless.
And that's it for our conversation. Today we had Salah with Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid. I'll say this before we go. I watched your vetting when you were being vetted to be information minister. And that time you were Mustafa Hamid. And you told the vetting committee that, inshallah, when I come back next time,
I'll be doctor.
I'll be PhD. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
That. I always wanted to say that to you. Enjoy the rest of Prime Morning. My name is Daniel Daze. Have a good day.
And hope you enjoyed that exclusive we just had with you with the Honorable Minister for Inner City and Zongo Development. That's Daniel just engaged him. Great conversation on there. And we have more on the show for you. Now, this morning, so my brother from Edge Unlimited Properties says, Happy Eid Mubarak to the world, especially my family in Ingleshi. Amman from Honorable Zakaria, Muhammad, Ali, and Antina, and Mami and Mimi as well. Have a blessed celebration. Love you all. I've got more here. This one is coming out from also Sama Chase, and on Twitter he said, Happy Eid to Alhaji Muhammad Dauda Suhuyini Mawia. I hope I had the name right as well. Hey, sending some more comments to us this morning via our Prime Morning pages on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, as well as Joy Prime Official. We'd love to hear from you as well. Don't forget, the show is proudly brought to you by Fan Milk. If you're loving my outfit, thank you very much to Sir Arts. This morning I feel very Alhaji, so you might want to give me a new name. But I know this is a big feast, it's a big celebration, and a lot of us are enjoying our meals, especially our chicken. We're going to go into business with Inshira. Inshira, are you having some chicken as well?
Well, I'm waiting for the chicken that we'll have at the end of the show this morning.
Oh yes, a lot is coming, and I know a lot of people consume chicken even beyond and post
Salah and Easter, yes. Christmas, daily basis we eat a lot of chicken. It's very interesting. Our friends from Deutsche Welle Africa produced a report 2 years ago that sums up the amount of chicken that we eat, and I'm going to go to that now, and then when I come back I'll tell you a little bit more about chicken.
are stubborn. Business was booming, especially for broiler production. And then these days, if I compare to these days we have a challenges because of the imported chicken.
Right, so that report indicates that, you know, once upon a time, Ghana had a thriving poultry business or sector. Today, we import almost all the chicken we eat in Ghana. We import a tune of $370 million plus a year. That's about 300,000 metric tons. Now, the question I'd like to ask you this morning is this, that imagine that we were able to grow our own economy by developing the poultry sector and slowly bringing it down, right? You, in the end, will be able to grow the economy's worth by stopping that 370 million we spend every year, which is going to go up if we keep, you know, population keeps growing.
370 million
Dollars a year. That's 300 metric tons of chicken. And we import that from the European Union, we import it from America and from Brazil. More than 95% of our chicken we consume in this country is imported.
Is that because of breed or particulars? It's a particular breed of chicken?
It's just an industry, you know, thing. There are policies in some of these countries that make their poultry efficiency go up, so they're able to produce more for the market. And mind you, by that report, they consume a lot more of the chicken breast. Now, if you go out into the market, you find chicken thighs, chicken wings, and all of these things. Now, we eat that. Now, they're able to recoup the full cost of producing one bird and make a profit on the breast alone. So they can afford to dump the other parts on our market cheaply. But how do we stop that? We stop that by ensuring we're able to grow our own chicken in this country. Now, I'm going to conduct this short experiment. These two glasses represent the size of Ghana. It's finite, it doesn't change. Okay. But what's in it is the economy. Okay, so currently we're producing just a little chicken and we're importing the most of it. Now this will dissolve in there, and in the end we're all going to realize that this would have a lighter coloration compared to this one. The reason I'm using this illustration is simply this, that if we can start reducing how much we spend on importing chicken, we will end up with an economy that is richer, because we spend less and we have an opportunity to even export. Do you know how much South Africa spends on chicken a year? $3 billion. You understand? $3 billion. Now, so if we can stop spending $370 million, we can feed ourselves and hopefully grow our economy and tap into the rest of Africa, if not the rest of the world. And that, you can tell, this is a richer economy compared to the one that imports a lot.
Yes, and still more production going on there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
And in the spirit of boosting my immunity, I'm just going to drink my vitamin C.
How about I walk to pick up the other glass and say cheers?
Why not? Let's say cheers.
Yes, is that possible?
We're boosting our immunity.
Yes.
And drinking our chicken.
But why would you want to give me the glass, the economy, with a lesser production, and you take the glass with a...
I'm slightly older than you.
I get it, and that's how it works out, right? Cheers. Then.
So, that's it for business today.
Thank you very much. And on that immune booster note as well, coming up next, we've got our brother Black joining us on the show, amazing performer, and it's got some brand new music for us. It celebrates this occasion as well. If you're ready, let me say cheers.
Nice.
Fantastic business talk with Inshira. It comes your way every single Monday, and I like the analysis that he's just made, especially about the state of our economy with regards to importation of chicken. And I'm sure you all love chicken out there, so let's encourage more farming. And talking farming, let me say good morning to Mr. Richard Addison as well of Kent Farms. Good morning, and a happy birthday going out to you, Mrs. Ofe, aka Anita Adime Danko. Of course, it's your birthday today, celebrating. But right now, my brother Black Sheriff is about to take us to a world of music, celebrating this day. Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good.
You're good, yeah?
Yes.
I know you have a song for us. Yeah. You're also a Muslim, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim.
How does it feel like, celebrating this joyous occasion?
Yeah, I feel so honored to be here.
Yes.
At the first place, and this is a festive,
Okay.
A cherished festive, so I feel so
proud to be here on this special day. Do you love chicken?
I don't choose chicken.
You don't choose chicken?
Yeah.
Okay, at least we can save some chicken in the industry then. All right, over to you, my brother. Take it over.
Okay, let's go. To play.
It's coming in 3, 2, 1, in a few seconds. Yeah.
Okay.
Sad man story. Loco Sharif. Money, yeah. Baby, how we go through stress. See kaka cry na yepe. Man, them they want some money for pockets, but they baby, I know they work. Fake life, I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. But some people know say my brain team, I mean, me who make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just they hustle for long go. See kaya moja, he make I the craze, cause of some be sucking my blood though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty. Yeah. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make I the craze, cause of some be sucking my blood too. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty. Yeah. Me and my boys, we be walking for streets. And pop wire back up every day repeat. And to me, ponaya, that we no fit sleep. And yeah, he the bomb, he say we no fit dream. And man who they sell them my body for we. So any sika we do like we no see. Anything illegal, try me at the bleed. Now baby, I'm a Juby, money over peace. I send penny pay, we the ones for money to get your trouble so they see me for time, they think say have it done. Me 6 pass don't ya papa you come. Me rame kwaya fache me my God, my kadada ibi upe obono. I know you get many plans for your boy, but me handle doesn't want no feed the Lord. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make her the craze, cause of one some be sucking my blood too. Me sure leave me, make her pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty. Gali every day, manipa be bread and say I be lazy. Onyamia se pena mitie, but my friend was every day call waiting. Gali every day, manipa be bread and say I be lazy. Onyamia se pena mitie, but my friend was every day call waiting. Money, where you day? 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 Baby, how we go through stress? See kaka krana yepe. Man, them they want some money for pockets, but they baby, I know they work. Fake life, I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. Almost me for no say my brain team, I mean, me who make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make her the craze, cause of one some be sucking my blood though. Me sure leave me, make her pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty. Yeah. Show me where the money there. Sika emoja, he make her the craze. Me sure leave me, make her pass my way. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living in poverty. It's Black Sherry.
In the song.
Yeah, you 6 packs, no your papa you come.
Then?
You 6 packs, no your papa you come. That's my favorite line.
That's
and like
line.
my brother wrote that.
Your brother wrote that line.
Yeah, my brother wrote that. Yeah, like That part.
That particular line.
That particular line.
Well, that was Black Sheriff just performed for us right now. Hope you enjoyed it. I loved it too. A special Eid Mubarak to all our Muslims out there as well. So tell us, how do we find you? Social media? How do your fans reach out to you as well?
Social media. On Instagram is at _BlackSheriff_.
Okay, your Black is BLACK.
BLACK, and the Sheriff is SHERIF.
Okay.
Yeah, same on Twitter and Facebook. My Facebook page is Black Sheriff.
I know you have some community of friends, you know, who'll be watching you right now, who are behind the TV going like, hey, that's our man. Yeah, let's give some shouts, bro.
Yeah, shouts to support the youth. Like, I'm wearing support the youth right now.
Support the youth.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an initiative you guys are following?
Yeah,
okay.
Support the youth. Shouts to support the youth. And shouts to Terry Debra.
Yes.
Shouts to Kali G.
Yeah.
On Twitter. Shouts to all my boys on Twitter. Shouts to the Blacko Track. That's my fan base.
Yes.
Yeah, shouts to Tema. Shouts to Konongo. Shouts to Kumasi.
Yeah.
Shouts to everyone supporting my music.
Yeah, but you were gender biased. You only said guys. Shouts to all the guys. You mean to say you're not celebrating any?
Say guys, like every gender.
Yeah, but I want a name.
Okay, a name.
One of your female friends.
Female friends. Shouts to Nana.
And I knew Nana was the one. Well, go for a quick break. Nana, we're gonna find you. Black Sheriff just gave you a shout out. We've got a video for you as well. Check it out.
Side of my story, like a sheriff. Money, yeah. Baby, how we go through stress. See, kaka crana ye pay. And them they want some money for pockets, but yeah, baby, I know the way. Fake life, I live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. Oh, but some if I don't send my brain to my main, me who make I get the money. Show me where the money day. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause someone some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Show me where the money day. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause someone some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Me and my boys, we be walling for streets. And pop boy back up every day repeating. To me, but now that we know fi sleep. I hear the bomb, me say we know fi dream. And man know they saw them my body for we. So any sika we do like we no see. Anything illegal, try me at the bleed. Now baby, I'm a be money over peace. I send penny pie, we the ones for money to get a trouble. So they see me for time, they think say I be dumb. Me say pass dunya papa, I come. Me rame kwaya facha me my God, my Canada he be you pe obono. I know you get many plans for your boy, but me $100 so I no feed the Lord. Show me where the money day. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause someone some be sucking my blood, though. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. They see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, and they pray. I know they like living with poverty. Gali every day, but nipa be bread and say I be lazy. Onya me a pen a meet but my friend say every day call waiting. Gali every day, but nipa be bread and say I be lazy. Onya me a pen a meet but my friend say every day call waiting. Money, where you day? 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 Baby, how we go through stress? See kaka crana ye pay. Man, them they want some money for pockets, but they baby, I know the way. Fake life, I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. Oh, but some if I don't send my brain to my main, me who make I get the money. Show me where the money day. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause someone some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Show me where the money day. I just the hustle for long go.
Welcome back, and my name is Ajia Kande. We promised you a very amazing edition of Eid al-Fitr and Eid Mubarak to all of our Muslim fans. Amazing music. I'm going to be joined by Manaf Yusuf, Different Face. We're celebrating all of our Muslim performers, and he says he's a word artist. What does it mean to be a word artist?
Okay, to me, to become a word artist is how to be able to write words,
right?
Make it meaningful, and also send a message. And it also depends on how you manipulate the words.
I see.
Yes.
How was your celebration yesterday?
Alhamdulillah.
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 If you're supposed to give me a Muslim name, please, what name would you give me?
I give you Khadija.
Khadija.
Yes, that is the first wife of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Wallahi. Wallahi, alhamdulillahi. All right, so I'm ready to enjoy.
Okay.
Take us away.
Inna alhamdulillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruhu wa na'udhu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malana. Allahumma la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. I'm not here to give you the mathematical formula for life and living it, but I know it's a mixed fraction. Pay attention. In everything you do, put God first. We are all sinners. Don't feel yours is worst. Go back to God with your sins, or you're on your mark, get set. Now only fit to quench your thirst. As your neighbor de belefu, no vest, you are next. So but the Bible sarkishe Allah. It's a dole kadeke butsa kaya lola kayi sallah. Kamante de turu kamande Allah kaman kaska. So kaga baka da Allah al-Quran ka fasa. Kamante maki yi komadashi yi sun kasa. Allazi ya'allama bil qalam. It says, he who teaches with the pen. So seek ye knowledge anytime, now and then. Whether it's just counting from 1 to 10, covered with gray, you still have the chance to see the way. Don't ask when. For education, they say, is the key which unlock the deepest side of our minds, which you can see. The antidote of mental slavery that breaks the shackles of ignorance to emancipate and set you free. For education, they say, is the light that illuminates the soul, like a Muslim who recites salawati. Lack of knowledge, my people perish, Bible kind of wanting. Education is the light that illuminates the day, which I suppose what it is in the dark. I pray you understand, and it's a fancy. So check your activity. Is it to eat, drink, and make merry and forget your core responsibility? Check your activity. Is it to wine ourselves with what word offers, which is impurity, which has covered our thinking faculty towards the greatest magnanimity? Check your activity. And accessing life suffers accessibility. Check your activity. Regardless your nationality or your group in ethnicity, you are not born to be in a minority, for you are far better than those in the majority. So check your activity and keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing so hard, and don't be afraid to fail big. For failure is part of the success story before you can calculate your glory. See, it comes with the mystery, which has a victory, circulating your history. No hashing. Else your life will come crashing. Get up, patient, and follow your passion. It's the only mean you can attain your mansion. Okay? Actually, need you bono ujomlang no hiole. You can't win a war against the world if you can't win a war against your own mind. To get what you never had, you have to do what you never did, so dream big. The horns are not too heavy for the head of the cow that bears it. Dream big. If your dreams don't scare you, then they're way too small. Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. But when you come closer to your nightmares, look at it in the eyes and tell them, worry, terama. Kede subasarabani. It's a kada kusiakuna tayewa. Gadama. Keep starting katika hankali kaka soraka na tayewa magana. The door of success is open, bro. Garama. But let them bring their voodoo, their juju, their turu. See if a mam for here no fadama. Stand for the truth wherever. Show love and don't discriminate whenever. Remember, we are all from the same roots, same blood color, same forefather. Samara tabanka kai dangata ni kai babawa ba. Kabari shaye kana bata da ayyuka kamar dai ba ka sani ba. See, atiyon Allah wa atiyon Rasul wanga ba magana malam ba. Rayuwa fa ba sa da shi kasuma jojuma ko kan bashi ko kan lakadan ba ajalan ba. I salute you all the pace setters, the go-getters, the we ain't gonna quitters. It's through your hard work we watch, learn, and ride. You aimed high, but you swallowed your pride. You see, Obinimo bin Pasha said yes through the dark pains you cried. But yet, you told us to read the truth in between their lies. But we need self-discipline. We need it. Like the blood needs the vein, we need it. Like the desert needs the rain, we need it. Like a tower needs the coast, we need it. Like a Christian needs the Holy Ghost, we need it. Like a Muslim needs Allah the most. So be humble, don't boast. I know it's hard sometimes, so hard that you feel like giving up, but tell you what, one life looks at you with the scorn. Just face it, don't break down when you mourn. Because God knew you existed before you were born. One day, all of these will be gone. And we will lay a table and pour ourselves a drink and make a toast to health, to wealth, to success, to good board befitting life. I go by the name of Manaf Yusuf, call me different phase. But before I go, I say, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ahli Muhammad كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على إبراهيم وعلى أهل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Wallahi, 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 wallahi. See it, Manaf Yusuf, different face. So you said something in Ewe. You said a line in Ewe in your poem. You said Nyabro Gedeme. Can you help me say that in your language?
Yeah.
Nyabro Gedeme.
Okay. It means that when life looks at you, it said the line. Okay, it says when you come closer to your nightmares, look at it in the eyes and tell them,
teach me that line in your language.
Okay.
Is it difficult?
Well, it's not.
I try.
Okay, if it's made garama fitawring.
Hey.
Fitawring.
You know what? Before I say fitawring, I'd like you to tell us how we can find you on social media. Amazing work. How long did it take for you to put this together?
This took me like 2 days.
2 days?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Amazing. This is all you do?
Well, I'm a fashion designer.
Oh, great.
So
you made the outfit you're wearing?
I'm wearing different phase.
Great.
That's my clothes line.
Okay. Tell us the social media.
Okay. Follow me on Facebook on DF Manaf on Facebook. Manaf Yusuf _DF on Instagram. And I'm on different phase on Twitter.
Twitter as well.
Yes, please.
I loved it. So I'm not going to say fitamurina. Now I understand what my mom used to say. If you're hungry, say fitamurina. I get it. All right, so let's go for a break. When we come back, there's more on the show.
Make I start that again. We say party after party. Today we go spoil everywhere. Make I give up. Hey, what?
Accidents are unpredictable. In situations like this, timing is everything. Dialing 112 gives you direct access to the National Ambulance Service with a guarantee of a fast response time and even faster with the National Digital Property Addressing System. Imagine this man has a few minutes to live. Help will come. 112, we are safe. Avoid prank calling as it will lead to loss of life of persons in actual need of help.
Mira, what did you do? Mary CB Men's Capsules. And you may use Padarma, Bohobio, CB Men's Capsules by dear. What 2 points?
I don't know. They are very good. Say them again, I'm sorry, I'm to intend to do so. He said, we need you so we are Arabia house to be credible.
Said to say, my yes, you dear CB Women's Capsules. A year if it's a woman in fee and so.
Hey, CB Women's Capsules, they are Joe.
Also, CB Men's Capsules, are Joe.
Susiana.
Ghana man, Merman Damase.
Our pharmacy, chemical, ne herbal shops ni name. Et to form Fresh Susie Herbal Center 0247 111671 and 0246 578750. CB Men and Women Capsules.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Let's show the world how good we are with our essays. Joy Learning Essay Club on Facebook offers junior high and senior high students an excellent opportunity to show the world how well they can write. In only 200 words, write on the topic for the month. How can Ghana make e-learning accessible to all? Your essay must have your name, your age, a contact number, and your school. Send us a direct message of your essay to Facebook at Joy Learning TV. Yes, on our Facebook page. Win the loudest applause from us and become an ambassador for Joy Learning. Remember, the deadline is Monday, 25th May 2020. Essay Club is brought to you by Joy Learning. Joy Learning, keep learning.
No training, no amount of preparation can get any professional ready for this kind of pandemic.
We feel safe because you know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
I want to say thank you to the first responders and the ambulance crew rushing to situations unknown.
The call center operatives who stay on the other end of the phone lines 24/7. Thank you.
To cleaners at the hospitals and in isolation centers. Today, your job is more dangerous than ever. Thank you, at Benami.
We feel safe because we know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome back. It's still live on Prime Morning. I am Daniel Daze. It's the Eid Prime Mubarak to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters. JMFR, those two performances.
Al-Haji.
That's sublime.
Al-Haji.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Al-Haji.
Thank you.
Jaja.
Yeah.
Is it? And you are Khadija.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what we are going to do is that we are going to go right up next to the to the Vox Pop, because we've been to town, we've been speaking to you, we've been asking you to wish an Eid Prime Mubarak to all of your friends who are Muslims and who celebrated yesterday. When we come back, we'll open the phone lines for you to phone in and wish anyone you like to wish an Eid Prime Mubarak. That's how we're doing it here on Prime Morning. Let's take the voice pop now, the Vox Pop now.
Of Allah, the beneficent and the merciful. We thank Almighty Allah that we're able to end up the Ramadan fasting in peace. As you know, in any circumstance you find yourself, you take it the way it is. Coronavirus pandemic has changed our situation. We didn't have the tafsir, we didn't go to Juma prayers, and today, after we end up the 30 days of fasting, we were unable to go to eat due to the coronavirus. But what I can inform the public is that, as I said, in any circumstance you find yourself, you take it the way you take it. The president has informed the national chief imam to inform all the Muslims that in this circumstance, everybody should stay at home and pray together with his family. But today, we had a virtual Eid prayer at the GBC, where the chief imam gave his sermon. After that, the president also gave his sermon, in which, to our understanding, no matter what the case may be, one day the directives will be taken away from this and everybody will have its normal way. I wish the national chief imam a happy Eid al-Fitr and the entire Muslim Ummah. we are not going to ignore our Christian counterpart. We are also saying to them, Eid al-Fitr.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Barkanmu da sallah, barkanmu da sallah, barkanmu da sallah. Allah ya maimaita muna, Allah ya kai mu baɗin badada. Ina gaida kowa da kowa, ina gaida masoyai na duka, har da makiyai na duka, na balle ma ban da makiyai. Ina gaida kowa da kowa. Ina gaida babban masoyiya na kanwa na Hajiya Mauda. Allah baki lafiya. Allah baki lafiya. Ina gaida kowa da kowa da kowa da kowa wanda bai ji ba duka ina gaida shi. Barkanmu da shekara, barkanmu da shekara. Allah maimaita muna. Allah kare mu duka ya kiyaye mu da wanga ciwo da ya zo. Barkanmu da sallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello everyone. This is Rabi Dan Alfa, granddaughter of the National Chief Imam. I want to extend greetings to Imam for the wonderful things he has done and he's been doing during the Ramadan. All the things he's been doing for people. We want to thank him. We want to wish him well, long life, and then he should live in strength. And also, I want to greet my Amaria and then Mana Maria. My Kishoi, Amaria and Mana Maria. I want to greet them and then wish them well and also long life and prosperity.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Sunana Hajiya masu gana. Wato muna cikin godiyan Allah Ubangiji tabaraka wa ta'ala. Wato abinda Allah ya muna duka mun gode. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Wato kowane shekara haka muna cikin rayayyu in muka yi azumi watan Ramadana 30 au 31 babu. In muka kare yau ranar ga duk duniya ba dama. Allah rufa mai asiri, Allah ƙara mai yawanci rai mai albarka, Allah ya ɗaukaka shi, ya ɗaukaka ya ƙara, ya yi hidima na annabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi ya ciyar da mutane saboda Allah, ya ba da abinci, ya raba abinci daga ƙasa gari zuwa gari, ƙauye zuwa ƙauye, gidaje zuwa gidaje, ɗaki zuwa ɗaki, daga kaka da uwa da ɗa da sarakuwa da jika duka ya bayar door to door. National Chief Imam ya ba kowa shinkafa, zikiri, koko, abinci. Mun gode Allah ya saka da alhairi. Allah rufa mai asiri. Mu karanta Fatiha da Salatul Fati. Allah zaunar da ƙasar mu lafiya. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والهاتم لما سبق ناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق القدر ومقداره العظيم. آمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. صلوا عليه.
A happy new year to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters. We just went out to speak to all those who have Salah greetings. We are opening the phone lines if you want to wish an Eid Mubarak to your brothers and sisters of the Islamic faith. Jay, very interesting sights and sounds.
I was laughing actually, honestly. I was laughing because I knew you had no idea what they were saying.
Oh, I can surmise. They were praising the Prophet.
Yeah, that's how bad it is that we don't really, well, we're not supposed to understand all the languages, but I feel one of the most beautiful languages that I would love to learn is Hausa. Unfortunately, I never got the chance to learn it.
You know, Hausa for a very long time has been the most spoken language in West Africa. And that's actually how come most of the Zongo communities are predominantly Hausa speaking.
Yes.
Because a lot of these were travelers who were traders. And so if where they were coming from, if you're a trader in West Africa, the most common language you need to know to work with is Hausa. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter which tribe they were from, but that's Hausa dialect became.
Yes.
Yeah. And I met the DW Hausa editor once. He's a German man. Yeah, he's a German man.
Wow.
Interesting, very interesting person. But we're opening the phone lines.
Any Hausa?
Phone numbers at the bottom of your screen. Join us with all of your Eid Prime Mubarak. That's a greeting. Eid Prime Mubarak. So Eid Prime Mubarak, guys.
Okay.
Which Hausa?
So you can call us on 0246807983. 0246807983.
Can you say it in Hausa?
I was just about to say that.
They'll kill me. That's not true.
I know.
Let me
say a happy birthday to Jennifer of Prime Sports.
Belated, actually.
Belated happy birthday.
Jennifer
Yeah, she'll kill me. But anyway, still we're celebrating. It's her birthday. You know, it's a 3-day birthday, like how we celebrate.
I wonder what color hair she'll celebrate with.
I've got a question for both of you.
Okay.
But before that, let me wish Eid Mubarak to Latif, CEO of Classical.
Prime Mubarak.
Eid Prime Mubarak to Latif, CEO of Classical Mat, and also to T.I. to Baba inside. To Baba, yeah, we're coming for a rise. Hello, Ramatu, calling us from Jasikain. Hello? Hello?
Oh, Ramatu.
Oh, no.
MFA2, then go back to your...
Hello? Oh, no.
Well, she's coming on now, I think so.
Sadly, I'll say the numbers again. 0246807983. 0246807983. So, if you both were like Muslims, how many wives would you get?
At least 4.
With this question,
at least 4. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if you know, even the prophet, encourages you to marry 4.
Yeah. So you at least 4.
At least 4.
Yeah.
But you, Ramatu is back. Let's talk to Ramatu first, then we'll continue this conversation. Ramatu, Eid Prime Mubarak.
Okay. What's happening?
Do I have Ramatu from Jessica?
I must say that Jessica is really far. So, it's very, and I'm excited that she's calling all the way from Jessica, and I desperately need you to come through. 0246807983. Jessica is really dominated with a lot of Kotokolis, a lot of them, most of them. So I just hope that Ramatu would get through to us to wish family and friends.
Let me slip this in quickly. When Dr. Mustafa Hamid, now Dr. Mustafa Hamid, was being vetted, he was not a doctor then, he was being vetted as Minister of Information.
Yeah.
The minority chief whip, Mubarak Muntaka, asked him a question. Apparently, Dangomba men say a man without 2 wives is a bachelor. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we were having a conversation about it, and he explained. Okay, Ramatu is back. Let's talk to her. Ramatu.
Hello.
Eid Prime Mubarak. Hi, Ramatu. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Eid Mubarak. Beautiful, beautiful. Now the greeting here is Eid Prime Mubarak. So when I say Eid Prime Mubarak, you say many happy returns, right?
All right.
Eid Prime Mubarak.
Many happy returns.
Beautiful. Who would you like to wish an Eid Prime Mubarak?
Please, to my dad. He's called Ibrahim Desikwani, popularly known as Daddy of Stefano, Zongo, with precise. And to all my siblings and my friends, Juma, Ilaya, everybody, every Muslim friend of mine, I wish them happy Eid Mubarak. Yes. We thank God for the day, and then we thank God for the year. You see that a year by this time, God will leave us, and we want to celebrate and have an enjoyable one next year.
Amen.
Thank God for the year. Yes.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
All right, fantastic.
4.
Oh, 4.
How many dark, how many fair?
Oh, you know.
Break it down.
I'm not a discriminator of
well, there's a variety of spice of life, so you got the opportunity to choose 4. So.
Whoever the Lord himself will lead my way, you know.
Right now. All right, let's go to Jay then.
This question, you answer it with your full, is that Baba, eh?
Yeah.
This question, and you also have to answer with your bank balance, you know. Yes, you cannot just do it. You can't just answer it.
Oh, you check your bank balance?
Yes, let me just check my bank balance before I answer the question, you know. As a man.
Yeah,
as a man. You know, you had to say that Hajia is on the line now. Hajia, good morning.
Save J Folio.
Good morning.
Hajia, I'm fine. Hajia, I can't speak Hausa, but I would want you to share your message in Hausa for us this morning.
Oh, Salamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barka mu da sunna jama'a. Ina gaida kowa da kowa. Ina wuce kishin barka da sallah.
Barka dai. Ya. Barka dai.
Barka mu da sallah. Da Allah mai tamu. Allah ta mu sabon shekara. Allah ajiye gane lafiya. Allah fi da corona. Allah ba mu sabon shekara mu je idi. Muna gaida cikin ma, muna gaida kowa da kowa. Kowa da kowa muna gaida su. Allah ba mu sabon shekara. Allah ta mu da rinda da Allah jikan mu da ya. Salamu alaikum.
Aja.
Kowa da kowa.
Kowa da kowa.
Aja.
Yeah, Aja.
Aja, please. Obeti mi akache mi wotwi mu. Mintia se
Yamma bibiya na efishiya ta. Yamma obiya mutum na obiya yara da na efishiya ta. A cikin kungiyar da.
Ami.
Wannan ne ganin nan kuma ma efishiya sun kungiyar da na da kungon wa yare biya kwajajiyar da da ce in kuma ajini a yaro ya koyi ‘yan bayyane ko tura na fiti sai yin na kambo yanyi ci kuma mun ko kina wani sun bai ba wa ba ma ya yan ya ma mun da ni ina da ne cire na ina ko ko cire bai ba na ya ne fi ya kin ko tura da ni na
Ami Ajaye Dasi.
Yes.
Can somebody help me find the meaning of Kowa di Kowa? What's the meaning?
Kowa di Kowa.
I think we can throw it to our poet to help us out. Everybody.
Kowa di Kowa.
Yes.
Oh, everybody.
Wow.
All right, so thank you so much to Nalamle Couture for my outfit. Thank you so much. I really feel like a Hajia this morning. Thank you very much.
I have to also thank Odeniho.
Odeniho,
Wamama Demiho.
I like that. Well, I'll say a big thank you to Sir Art. Also, happy birthday to Mr. George Britton, blogger Mr. George Britton, that guy with the plenty beard. Today's his birthday. Yes.
Today's his birthday.
Yes.
On an Eid day.
On an Eid day.
You know what? Ibrahim is on the line from Wa. I need to investigate that. His beard fits the day too much. Ibrahim.
Yes, sir.
How be?
Alhamdulillah. We're doing well.
We bless God. We bless God. Ibrahim, help us. Kowa de Kowa, it means what?
Hello?
What does Kowa de Kowa mean?
Oh, I can speak out, please.
Oh, Ibrahim.
Yes,
we have the same problem, so you make your wishes in English.
Okay. I want to share my greeting to all Muslims in the groups, and especially my students at Zongo.
Okay.
Your students are which school?
Oh,
okay.
I wish them all the best and we pray for Allah to guide us from this coronavirus disease.
Amen.
May Allah guide all of us and then bless all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim, for calling.
I wish you all the best too.
Thank you, Ibrahim.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
There's one worry. I don't have the data and statistics, but the worrying issue here is that it looks like you nearly find high numbers of child marriage in the Muslim communities. What's really contributing to that?
Child marriages are focused on low-income communities worldwide. And it's an African thing.
Yeah.
The challenge is that we have found that Ghana has a very unique situation. The further you are from the coast, the less development you find.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for instance,
honestly, I don't really understand why that thing happens.
Yeah, I'll give you a typical example. Malnutrition. The national statistic, I don't want to say the wrong figure, but the statistic in the northern part of Ghana is 2 out of 5. 2 children out of 5. The national statistic is not, it doesn't reflect that at all, which is why, okay, let's hear Sheikh Mansour from Tepa. But there have been some interesting policies in that line. I'll share that with you. Sheikh from Tepa.
Yeah.
Sheikh, Eid Mubarak.
Eid.
Who would you like to wish an Eid Mubarak?
I want to wish my mom and all the Zongo Muslims, especially my best friend, Bush.
Right. Do you understand Hausa, my brother?
Yeah.
So what's Kowa de Kowa?
Everybody.
Everybody, I love the way it just rolls off your tongue, bro. Thank you so much. God bless you. All right, Baraka de Salah.
You see, if they are warning you in that role, I'm saying that if they are warning you in that role, like everybody from here to see, you have to be careful. I like it. The accent is so beautiful. You know, it's so unique. And like I keep saying, honestly, of all the languages spoken in this country, one language that I really would die to learn is Hausa.
I totally agree.
Any day, any time. Am I too old to learn it?
No,
you're not too old to do anything.
No.
Nah, I know that I'm not too old to do some things. I wouldn't fit into my shoes when I was 3 years old.
The Abibas shoes.
The Abibas shoes. You know, I wore some Abibas shoes. Did you ever wear Abibas before?
Oh, Charlie. You know what they called me in school?
What did they call me?
Abiba.
Oh,
Abiba.
Haja is on the line. Well, Haja, good morning.
Good morning.
Haja, please talk to us. Talk to us. Shall I say the
There's
greeting
Baraka de Salah.
And there's
Eid Prime Mubarak. And Eid Prime Mubarak.
From
Cape Coast, okay.
I want to send my greetings to my family.
Yes.
First of all, to my mother.
Okay.
Ajia Fulera. Ala Hassan.
Okay.
And to my sisters.
Okay.
Ajia Ajimale, Ajia Nimatu. And my brother, Danjuma. And to my children.
Okay.
And Babangida. Amida too. Tunira.
Yes.
And Najat. And all the Muslims in Ghana here.
Thank you very much. Please, how did you celebrate yesterday in particular? Oh, did I lose Haja? Oh, I think I did. Oh, I wanted to find out how the celebration went yesterday.
I've got a tall list as well. You know, my plumbers, my electrician. I seem to find it I love the Muslim guys. Yeah, they're all my friends.
Don't mind her. She's got, you see the name she's mentioning. Yeah, they're the...
Oh, there's Abbas, Eid Mubarak to you, Baraka de Salah to Mohammed, Baraka de Salah to Ibrahim. Come and fix my light, Ibrahim.
Well, let's move further into the Western region. Takrady, Rashida is on the line. Hello.
I think it's Shahida.
Shahida. Shahida, your name is nice.
Yeah.
Alaikum salam, Shahida. Shahida to then.
Aha.
Takrady to him fa. If you kuma why say?
I can't down if you kuma.
If you kuma him fa. Chemo hona mbonum koko. If you come out VIP, hey, Shahida, I'm watching with you. I will react now. Don't cast him yet. Okay, it is here. Who do you want to wish an Eid Prime Mubarak?
Mixing the English.
Okay, I want to wish my boyfriend.
Shahida, yeah, watching me mediate.
Kowa de Kowa.
Shahida, go ahead. Your boyfriend, what's your boyfriend's name?
Allah mai samuna, Allah kai mu sabon shekara. Shekara waraka. So kun yi fine, kun yi big, boyfriend will be big. And all that. Thank you very much.
Shahida, you need to mention your boyfriend's name before you go. What's his name?
So hard.
What did you say?
Hard. Naam.
Hard, naam. Beautiful. The way you mention it alone is...
I just said naam. Naam means yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, my dear.
So go on. So what's his name?
Hard.
Oh, right.
The way she mentioned it
I refuse to accept the name. because you see that name is for plenty people. Let's narrow it down. A friend of mine says that don't call your partner baby, because baby there's a general name for it. No.
So hard words. Or you want us to ask for his birth certificate?
I can't mention it.
That's right.
Hey, Shahida. Okay, you go. I will call I.
Hey.
Oh, that's your coco nenyanko.
No. The man's name is hard. Do you understand?
Yes, so that's a problem.
I am the other hand. I'm very
That's
sorry.
you need Kowa to kind of say. You still call us on 0246807983, and we're still reminding you that CB Men Capsule and CB Women Capsule is a sure recommendation to enhance your urine flow. If you're wearing a catheter, you have difficulty in urinating, double urinal burning sensation, and also for women, if you have challenges with your period or your menses, then burning sensation during your urination, discharge and itches, every discomfort, there's something for both men and women. You want to call Susie Herbal Center on 0247 341 671 0247 341 671. We've got Alasan on the phone. Hello, Alasan.
Yeah, hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Alasan.
Yeah, I am called Al-Hassan from Nalerigu North East region.
Okay.
Al-Hassan.
Al-Hassan.
Yeah, I have to add that.
From Nalerigu in the northeast region.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
I just
beautiful.
want to wish. Yeah, good morning.
You're on
We
air.
hear you.
Yeah, I just want to wish my mom and my family happy Eid al-Fitr. And next year by this time, I'm wishing more money, more blessings, and God should grant us long life and all those things.
I mean, you didn't wish me the blessings and the money, some.
Okay, my wishes goes to all of you there, Hajia, everybody there. I'm wishing you long life and then prosperity.
Amen.
And again, I would like to say hi to all the boys and the girls that in Nalerigu North East region.
All right, thank you. And our shout outs to all the boys and the girls at Nalerigu as well.
Okay.
Hey, this guy.
Hard
guy.
guy.
Hard guy.
Eid Mubarak or Eid Prime Mubarak to Alasan inside Bethlehem. I get boys rough. If you
the way you're
try.
saying this, Charlie, you should say it well.
If you try,
let me tell you, I
go.
still want to speak about the beauty of a lot of Muslim women. And the fact that the way they dress, even to cover themselves, amazing enough. That rather even brings out a very beautiful shape. Have you realized that?
Have you seen one?
Listen, every single time you see a beautiful Muslim woman passing by, take a critical look. Just analyze. You realize the beauty I'm talking about.
Okay.
They're very beautiful.
Omar Yakubu is on the line from Goso before we finish the Foley's analysis. Okay, Omar. Omar. Hello, Omar.
Hello.
Eid Prime Mubarak, Omar Yakubu.
Many returns.
Beautiful. Who do you want to wish an Eid Prime Mubarak?
Everybody, especially a friend of mine, Kanusha inside God, Mati, then Masu, and all my friends around. I want to wish them.
You mean Kowa di Kowa?
Everybody. Daniel Daddy, you are beautiful.
Thank you, bro.
What the cool?
Omar Yakub, Charlie, the guy over me.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think we've had enough phone calls.
You want
today.
to finish your analysis?
My about the beautiful woman. No, it's a fact. Especially just take a critical look at them. I just want to say that they are beautiful women. Body. Tell me, immediately she puts this on, it even changes her look, doesn't it? But there's more we'll talk about when we come back. You have to tread cautiously on these lines. That's why it's packing.
I agree.
Well, when we come back, we have more for you on the show. The Arabic man joins us.
Bake it! It's original, you gotta take it. Macberry, bake with love. Macberry, original. Macberry, see we love it, everybody love it. Mama and Papa, them love it. Macberry be the biscuit, be the picking them secret. Macberry be the biscuit, and they give everybody when they visit me. Macberry, originally baked with love. Macberry, Originally baked with love.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Introducing Cerelac Biscuity, the new baby cereal from Cerelac, with a great new biscuity taste that babies absolutely love. And of course, it's fortified with iron to support babies' healthy growth, just like all the other nutritious Cerelac flavors. Cerelac, big nutrition for small tummies.
Unlock banking with biometrics. Now, you can access the ABSA mobile banking app using your fingerprint or facial recognition. Download today. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
To all our emergency doctors, you never know who is walking through those doors, but you tend to everybody without fear.
The staff of the Gucci, Kolebu, KCCR, and all other testing centers. Where would we be without you?
We know some of you have been badly affected by this virus, yet you defy the fear of the unknown to fight against this virus on our behalf.
You have been awesome in these trying times. You put your lives on the line every day.
We feel safe because we know you are there. We really do appreciate you all. And what we can say at this moment is thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's all we can say.
No amount of preparation can get any professional ready for this kind of pandemic.
We feel safe because you know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
I want to say thank you to the first responders and the ambulance crew, rushing to situations unknown.
The call center operatives who stay on the other end of the phone lines 24/7. Thank you.
To cleaners at the hospitals and in isolation centers. Today, your job is more dangerous than ever. Thank you, Akbenami.
We feel safe because we know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
To the special Eid edition of Prime Morning. We're live on Joy Prime. I'd like to say a big thank you to Nalam Lekitor for my outfit. I definitely look like Hajia Kande this morning. Hello, Arabic man.
Hello, very good. Yalla.
Okay, Sunday Zua.
Sanukari, Kina Alafia.
Alafia Lu. Did I say it right?
You said it right.
Good. So what are you doing for us today? I like the combination of a sneaker and then your outfit.
That is the brand, you know that.
Really?
Yes.
How was your prayers yesterday? How did you break your fast?
It was very good, you know. Not a lot to do because of the virus, but we thank God, you know.
Okay, which of the Muslim communities do you come from in Ghana here? Which side? Nima.
Yeah.
How's Nima?
Everything good over there, you know that. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so please, I want you to perform nicely for me without you covering the microphone for me, all right? Okay, so what are you performing for us today?
There's one song called Isha Allah. That is the song I'm performing.
Isha Allah, what does it mean?
God's willing.
And then Allah Akbar is Allah is great.
Allah is great, yeah,
great.
Exactly.
I'm ready to dance. Let's go.
Ajakumu. Ajakumu. Yara nace gatanan. Ajakumu. Muna son ku ji wani abu. Brother man, yes, I never give up. It's up in the past, but then now I sit up. On my parties, the blunts, but me, I know if you give up. In the fear and I need chale, that's when I link up. Kudi na kenema, ina ganshin kama kaman gafiya. Brain on my hustle in the kare, ina fila. Kakayi kaduba ya, fitaren ka duniya. In the bad, dawa shekai doshi kaman taliya. Tunda aka haife ni na sufa hankali ya bude kaman tukunya na suna yaron pepe ido na da karfi mai na kuka small time da mu shige su kaman na dura I don't slow myself my brother this is gonna tell my brother houses zamu cross the border yaro kunna ni ne bomba yaro kaje ka ni da dawa otherwise then you go suffer man tare yan ba da pressure FITR sheka ne mai daka gatana gatana yara na ce gatana kuna son ku ji wani abu yeah. Oh Lord, yeah, I know that you always there my back and never slow. I be grinding for the money on the low, and I know that very soon me I go blow. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. And I know, come my way. Muna de mandawa, muna sundawa. Yeah, we be grinding a day, yeah, we be trapping a day, yeah. My brother na chema kamuna bisa ba mutaba kanto, yeah. I be feeling like I'm Pablo, brother man with a new wave. The money on my man can't do, we go get rich, no to lose. Lord, yeah, I know that you always there my back and never slow. I be grinding for the money on the low, and I know that very soon me I go blow. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, and I know, inshallah, all the blessings go to come my way. Inshallah, come my way. Inshallah. Inshallah. And I know. Inshallah.
So, Arabic man, there was this term, the first one. What does it mean?
It means like story in Hausa.
Okay, use the microphone.
Story in Hausa.
So when I say gatana, you say what?
Ajiakumu.
Gatana.
Ajiakumu.
Gatana.
Ajiakumu.
That's all I'm giving you on Prime Morning today. I hope you're having fun. Tell me, what's the meaning of Arabic man? Is that your real name or is what you're using in the creative
industry?
It's
because of my style that I use. I'm bringing a different style, you understand, with the Arabian accent, style of rap. That's why I use Arabic man. Yeah.
Okay, so is there a special way that, can you speak Arabic for me to hear, or there's a special way you speak it?
I have a little Arabic, but not too much.
Okay, you have a little Arabic, but so how can I find you on social media?
If you want to find me social media, Instagram, Arabo, Twitter, Arabo, Facebook, Arabo.
Arabo, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Everywhere is Arabo, you know that.
I enjoyed your music. Good stuff there. Thank you so much, Arabic man. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we get a party right here on Prime Money.
Break it! It's original, you gotta take it. Macberry, bake with love. Macberry, original. Macberry, see we love it, everybody love it. Mama and Papa, them love it. Macberry be the biscuit, you be the picking them secret. Macberry be the biscuit, and they give everybody when they visit me. Macberry, originally baked with love. Macberry, baked with love. Macberry, original. Macberry, baked with love. Macberry, original. Macberry, originally baked with love.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Introducing Cerelac Biscuity, the new baby cereal from Cerelac, with a great new biscuity taste that babies absolutely love. And of course, it's fortified with iron to support babies' healthy growth, just like all the other nutritious Cerelac flavors. Cerelac, big nutrition for small tummies.
Unlock banking with biometrics. Now, you can access the ABSA mobile banking app using your fingerprint or facial recognition. Download today. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Let's show the world how good we are with our essays. Joy Learning Essay Club on Facebook offers junior high and senior high students an excellent opportunity to show the world how well they can write. In only 200 words, write on the topic for the month. How can Ghana make e-learning accessible to all? Your essay must have your name, your age, a contact number, and your school. Send us a direct message of your essay to Facebook at Joy Learning TV. Yes, on our Facebook page. Win the loudest applause from us and become an ambassador for Joy Learning. Remember, the deadline is Monday, 25th May 2020. Essay Club is brought to you by Joy Learning. Joy Learning, keep learning.
No amount of preparation can get any professional ready for this kind of pandemic.
We feel safe because you know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
I want to say thank you to the first responders and the ambulance crew rushing to situations unknown.
The call center operatives who stay on the other end of the phone lines 24/7. Thank you.
To cleaners at the hospitals and in isolation centers. Today, your job is more dangerous than ever. Thank you, Akbenami.
We feel safe because we know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm telling you, if the cameras could smell or detect the aroma in the studio now, I'm very sure you'd actually see our cameras just flashing, because we're about to have a feast and a celebration in the studio this morning. Remember, this happens but just once, and that's why it's a privilege for us to be in the studio. But anyways, we're still celebrating this joyous occasion, and no other than the man, the CEO of 3 Music Network, or 3 Media Network, I beg your pardon, joining us this morning on the show, Mr. Sadiq Abdullah. Sadiq, how you doing?
I'm good, Jay.
Charlie, there's no other person who could have been here this morning but you. There's nobody in the industry. You know that. You know you're the most vibrant Muslim we have in the entertainment industry. Look, who else?
Maybe one of.
Who else? Mention a number of them.
There's another Sadiq. He sings. He's called D-Flex. Yeah. There's Lazy or Zio. VVIP Hamid.
Yes.
You know, there's a number of them.
Does your religion restrict you in any way from anything you were engaged in media?
Ooh, that's a very deep question.
I know.
Well, of course, I mean, there are limitations to as prescribed by the religion. And just sometimes you would have to go and seek what we call the hujjah from the malams relative to certain things that you have to do. I mean, definitely if you're running a media channel, for instance, and you've got to promote alcohol,
which I was coming to, yes,
it's going to be a problem of a sort. I mean, but in as far as I'm not personally involved in the promotions of it, I mean, and it's only the vehicle, the channel issue you work for, you don't have any option than to the best I can do is not to get involved in the active promotion of our cause.
Because I'm even talking with regards to your work, you know, 3 Media Network, the 3 Music Awards. You have to honor, award, reward, you know, persons that might have acts that might not necessarily sit with religion. But where do you draw the line between, you know, your work and what your beliefs are?
I think where you draw the line, it's the personal beliefs and the personal belief system, and the fact that you are not actively involved in the promotions of it. In the activity itself, not the promotions per se. Because I was speaking about alcohol earlier. So, you know, but and then you also have to make a choice. I mean, this is an occupation. And also you're carrying the dreams and aspirations of an entire team. You know, you don't want to allow your personal belief system or religious views to impact everybody at the table. You know, so when it gets to that point, you just have to make a decision on what to do. And as far as you are not the person who is personally involved in it, why not?
I wanted to ask you this. So it's a very difficult one, though, but maybe I should let me start off with on a rather mild note. But let's talk about you and family. And you've gone through Ramadan, you've broken your fast. Personally, what were the things that you put into your fast? What were the things that you asked for that you can't share with us? And what did it mean to you, you know, as preparing yourself to break your fast and celebrate, you know, such a joyous occasion coming like this?
I mean, for me, there are a few things that will be on my boxes to tick. Obviously, one of the things we all ask for is long life. Good health. Obviously, prosperity. We're involved. I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm involved in business. There's a number of in the business of entertainment, and then there's a number of initiatives and projects that you would want to work on. I mean, in industry, within that context, you seek for God's favor, God's directions, God's grace. I mean, in it as well. And the most importantly, even for family, from my immediate family to the extended family, you're praying for everybody, you're praying for departed souls and all of that. But most importantly, the Ramadan period gives me the opportunity to not only biologically cleanse myself, but obviously religiously put myself or position myself on that path where I can worship my God deeply as much as possible.
I have another major question for you, quite heavy, but we'll take a break. I'd like to think through as well. And you know, we have gospel music. In recent times, the gospel musicians have been fighting each other, and well, they're able to produce commercial music. But have you ever taken a critical look at music that can be generated from being a Muslim, and how we can be able to commercialize that music as well? Let's think through. I know it's not Entertainment Friday, but once you sit in that area, when we come back, we'll look at it. And I'm also asking him if he has intentions of marrying more than one woman. His wife joins us on the show. We come back after the break. Don't go away.
Joy Prime, Hits FM, and the Multimedia Group Limited says thank you. Ayiko. Yenda masanimu jumapa amoye. Frontliners yama wanamo. We say thank you for the good things you are doing for our nation. Yama wanamo. We say thank you for the good things you are doing for our nation. Money echumabo. Thank you, military officials, we're saying thank you. Our policemen, we're saying thank you for standing on the front line through this pandemic. We're saying thank you. Our drivers and our farmers, our market women, we're seeing what you're doing. Ayiko, ambulance services, money yo, to all of those who are making a difference to change the world, a difference to heal the land, a difference to give us lives, and a difference to hold the line. Yeah. Monio, we're saying thank you. Monio, we say thank you to our media in Ghana, other health workers, sanitation workers, researchers, and everyone holding the line for a better Ghana. Frontliners, we say thank you for the good things you are doing for our nation. We say thank you for the good things you are doing for our nation.
To all our emergency doctors, you never know who is walking through those doors, but you tend to everybody without fear.
The staff of the Gucci, Kolebu, KCCR, and all other testing centers. Where would we be without you?
We know some of you have been badly affected by this virus, yet you defy the fear of the unknown to fight against this virus on our behalf.
You have been awesome in these trying times. You put your lives on the line every day.
We feel safe because we know you are there. We really, really do appreciate you all. And what we can say at this moment is thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Akbenami, that's all we can say.
No training, no amount of preparation can get any professional ready for this kind of pandemic.
We feel safe because you know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
I want to say thank you to the first responders and the ambulance crew rushing to situations unknown.
The call center operatives who stay on the other end of the phone lines 24/7. Thank you.
To cleaners at the hospitals and in isolation centers. Today, your job is more dangerous than ever. Thank you, Akbenami.
We feel safe because we know you are there. Thank you, all our frontline health workers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back if you just joined us. This is Prime Morning and I'm excited because there's so much happening in front of me is the feast. Reason why I'm probably going to Tuba soon, Sadiq. What do you think?
I am dancing to my own song. I'm the only one who can hear the song.
I'm confused.
I'm telling you.
First time food has confused me.
So what you have before us are two great personalities. Let me use your brand name, Kubra Diamonds. Now, she also blogs about pertinent issues and economic issues with regards to the Zongo community. So you can follow Kubra Diamonds as well and get all that information you want in there. She also has so many other things she does on the side. I'll stay away from the personal things. And of course, he's got an amazing husband, Sadiq, who has placed the order for us to enjoy what we have here this afternoon. This is a time for sharing. What does this mean to you as well?
Ladies first. Sadiq, shush.
So for me, Ramadan, which symbolizes a lot of things, like we have so many essential elements. And first is charity.
Yes.
To us, this means charity. And if you're celebrating it without this, it doesn't matter whether you know the person or you don't know them. You need to give food to people to eat. It's feast.
Yes.
So it means a lot.
Yes, it does mean a lot. Well, I just wish that it would only be the four of us, but I'm being told to call Daniel Dazi and let him join us, which doesn't sit well by me because you see, when you have food, you have limited friends. When they ask you to join us like this, you know, Daniel can join us here. And but he can leave, you understand? He can just come and say,
you know the definition
hello and leave.
You know the definition of wickedness. Wickedness is getting good food and forgetting your friends. Just a few moments ago, we're deciding on the number of wives you want to marry.
marry.
and all of that.
Talking
Now you want to
about,
forget.
talking about wives to marry, we're doing that question to Sadiq. No, let me start off with, would you allow him to marry another woman?
I don't have a say when it comes to what's the doctrine of the Holy Quran, which says that a man, if capable, can add second wife, but that also has clauses. It has reasons you are allowed to or you have to add.
He's smiling.
So once we get there and it comes about, I can't do anything about it.
Are you sure it's from your stomach?
It's from my heart. No human being can control what has been
Let us allow the man to answer that question.
So, Sadiq, how many? Me, I'm going for 4.
That's a very tricky question. I mean, not anything I've thought about.
Quickly, I need to find out what's happening here. Take us through what you made for us.
Okay, so I have ayoyo.
Okay.
Ayoyo.
And this is dawa dawa.
Okay.
You can't do ayoyo without dawa dawa. So I'm going to mix it before you take away your tools.
Okay.
Yes. And then this is date. This is Baba. This is something we don't joke with when we are doing Ramadan. This
What is
date.
it? Is it a type of
It's
a date fruit. It's also symbolic also because it was the fruit that the Prophet Muhammad takes when he wants to, fast.
Yeah.
And also breaks the fast. Yeah.
That's how you eat it like that.
Yes, and it has a lot of healthy benefits
as well.
We are very sorry for all the things that happened with the production. We are truly sorry. But
so this is tamarind, samia. And I made a drink out of it last night.
Oh, okay.
So this ginger and our local ingredients.
So what are the?
So this is what they call lamunji.
Lamunji.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Lamunji. This is
I've heard it in so many songs.
It's made from this.
It's good to meet you, Lamunji.
So it's a fruit.
Yes, it's a fruit. Yes, tamarind.
But can it be eaten raw? in
Yes,
this
you can, but it's a bit sour, sweet sour.
Can I tear a bit of it?
You can.
do you know how they say "miyinisimo" in English?
I'm moving inside.
Yes. So this is sobolo. I brought the leaves, but it's not displayed. Hibiscus leaves. Yes, this is sobolo. It's also a drink mixed with ginger. Everything is organic. And in the time that we find ourselves in, we need to encourage and promote the local ingredients or spices.
We've got 10 seconds to go.
So this is plain rice.
Plain rice.
This is wache. This is salad. Special salad from my heart to you.
Oh, thank you.
Chicken. This
Wangashi.
This is wagashi. Skin.
Yeah, use your hand. We'll eat.
I like.
This is wagashi.
Thank you. When you're home, join in the feast because after everything behind the cameras, we're going to be enjoying. This is a special Eid Mubarak from us here. Special thank you to Sadiq and his wife. We're so grateful. We gave you sleepless
Diamond's Kitchen.
More
Diamond's Kitchen.
Yeah.
The best ever. On a prime morning, you guys. 8 prime bar to
Abby Royal King Cracker,
Indomie instant noodles, Pomo tomato mix, Mentholatum acne,
Fruitolly,
fresh products,
Cocoa Trading Enterprise,
Clinic Clear Cocoa Butter,
Cerelac.
Rangracia was brought to you by
What's happening here? Go inside.
Listen, you girl. Stand right there.
I didn't give you the right to order her about.
Dear, I was only telling your fiancé.
Don't try to bind me with a relation. This rope isn't here just for you. It is tied to keep out unnecessary relations as well.
Don't you dare talk to my mom like that.
Don't you dare mess with me.
Sumer.
Brother-in-law, won't you say something? Just a while back you were teaching me etiquettes. Have a look at your son. See how he has forgotten all the etiquettes. Whenever he says something, it's not words but venom comes out of his mouth. Rudra, I am an elder of this family and you will have to listen to me. I accept that your father is the head of the family. I accept that this mansion is owned by your father. But to keep the family name unblemished is the duty of the lady of the house. And that lady is me. In my sacred and blessed home, I won't allow any sin or wrong acts taking place. Neither can this girl stay in your room, nor can she go about wearing your clothes.
She will stay in my room. I don't care if you don't like it.
Be careful, you might be inviting a trouble, my son. Now I shall see. The future of this girl will now be decided by the panchayat. And if you disrespect the verdict of the panchayat, I'll be left with no other choice but to do something which neither my conscience will consent for, nor yours. I'll go and file a complaint against you in BST. I'll tell them that one of their officers has made a girl stay at our house and he has forcefully thrust her upon all of us. After that, the BSG will handle this.
I want this girl neither in this hospital nor in my cell at the headquarters. Sir, I would like to keep her at a safe place with your permission. Okay. You win. I'm leaving this home.
Stop, Rudra.
Anyway, I'm not attached to them. I'll be back to fetch you. Till then, stay here. Come on.
Brother? She has a leg injury, brother. She is unable to walk.
You might be fond of injuring your leg time and again, but I'm not fond of carrying you in my arms.